All right, we're live. What's going on, people? It's another episode of You Ain't Shit for Watching. I'm your host, Donnie. Uh, Today, the episode is called Pissing Contest. So, in that format, you can call me First Place Donnie. Uh, with me on the show, I got Shy Chichiman, aka Darth Skater. What's poppin'?
aka the Esquire.
aka Esquire.
I got like a, I got an echo some kind of way.
Uh-oh, hold on. What's going on, Miss Bianca? How you doing?
How y'all doing?
Hey, what's going on with
Doing,
you?
doing good, doing great. I'm
Yeah,
glad
I'm
I
just
got you
coming
on
back
here.
from the beach.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. I'm in the desert, so it's ain't no beach for me.
You know you in Philly, man.
I mean, that's always fun.
Yeah,
The desert.
out
You
here
know
burning the hell
you on
up.
the run.
Bad boys, bad boys. Oh, what you gonna do? Um,
My phone is
I actually am glad I got Bianca on here because Bianca can take up and explain to me from a female's perspective this whole shenanigans with Meg the Stallion. I want to
Oh
know
God.
how she went
Go
from
off.
ain't telling to getting on the Twitter sphere and naming names.
What?
Oh, you did? Yeah, she
You,
named him.
you see it, huh?
Yeah, she got up there and said that he better quit playing. Your people went online and your staff and they've been doing all this, but you know you shot
No, I saw
Notorious.
that.
Okay, yeah.
Why are you calling her a
She,
snitch though? Why she
I
gotta be
mean,
all that?
No, I don't think she a snitch though, because she ain't really in that thug life. That don't count.
according to her music,
No, really.
she about that life.
No, she doesn't rap about being a thug.
She don't rap about moving birds or nothing, and none of her people thugs at all. That ain't
She
snitching.
don't. She ain't okay. I thought I heard a Easy E "Boys in the Hood" remix, but I could
No,
be
but
wrong.
That's
that
a
even
beat.
that song ain't about thugging.
No, that's a beat. She was talking about. She even brought up Sasuke and Naruto shit and Boys in the Hood. That's just a beat. What Takashi 69 did, that's snitching
Yeah.
because he was living a life with them. He was
Telling,
claiming
telling,
it
telling.
and he was with it. So then, boom, some shit happened, and he threw everybody up under the bus. That's snitching. Megan never really claimed to be a thug, and she's an entertainer. So that's why I don't say she's snitching.
We'll see. I don't. I personally haven't heard much of her raps other than "Busted Wide Open" lyrics, but
That's pretty much all it is busting wide open lyrics, or it's talking about
uh,
like getting something done. It just
okay. Well, she out here living a whole life. You can't be telling on pimping.
yeah, it ain't no thug stuff, but yeah, no, they ain't snitching.
You can't be telling on pimping. But what y'all think of the whole scenario? Do you think he shot her for no reason? In my experience, ain't nobody shot for no reason.
I think that what he did was he's on some. You ain't just gonna walk up out of here and start shooting at her in her general direction, and then the side effect was him not knowing how physics and bullets work, and the fragments hit her foot.
I still think he took an ass whooping, but that's just me. I think he took it. I think she hit him with the 1-2 combo.
Have you seen the size between the two of them? Tori, a little dude, man. He would have been bruised up.
I think, yeah, well, hey, listen, I think
Cause
he had to pull that pistol out to run. Hey, listen, don't do it. Don't hit me. Please don't hit me. Please.
I mean,
Hey,
because
hey,
you
back
shoot
up.
somebody in the foot, in the back of the foot, uh, you don't do that with somebody facing towards you. And I don't know. I'm waiting to see what happens if it all goes to court and it all comes out because
Yeah,
it's
because
some
the
conflict and
ballistics
shit.
don't add up.
He
Right.
going he going double platinum. That's what's gonna happen.
Now, Buddy about to get deported. That's what's about to happen. He the one got caught with a gun charge. So I think that his PR team is doing exactly what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to try to cover up or whatever XYZ and tell him to keep quiet. But I think what that did is Meg is reacting emotionally because of the shit that's being put out and making her look bad. So she had to go ahead and say, "Oh fuck it, then. All right, I'm trying to protect you. Now I'm just gonna snitch and tell." But she ain't really snitching
Mm,
because I mean, who else could shoot her? Think about everybody in the
interesting.
car. You got the bodyguard of Tory Lanez. You got Meg Thee Stallion, her best friend, and then Tory Lanez.
Maybe she cheddar bobbed herself.
I mean, she, she took the gun out of her ass cheeks and shot her own foot.
It could have been an assassin. Maybe it was a Tory Lanez fan. I don't know.
Maybe it was a hashtag bomb. No, it wasn't that because they don't shoot.
We know they don't shoot.
Nah. So yeah, man. What do you think actually happened out there, man?
I think he was getting diced up. I think she put them hands on him, and he had a flashback to when his mama was whooping his ass and was like, "Mama, no!" and shot off at her feet. I think the bullets ricocheted and bounced up and caught her foot because it didn't look like he shot and hit directly in her foot.
No,
apparently it hit her in both feet. So he probably had a hollow tip, and the hollow tip exploded.
So she said that she got out of the car and was walking away. And said that he was in the back seat. According to her, they was all arguing. She was like, "Fuck this! I'm not dealing with this," and got out. Started walking away, and he shot at her. Now I'm not.
I don't believe that shit at all. Granted, I believe he's a crazy person. I believe he's a little person with short man's disease.
Oh, definitely.
But somebody done got out the car and you done shot and hit them in the feet. That's a lot more because you done had to drop the window, you done had to aim, and then you had
because it's a four. What is? I was thinking like initially I was thinking like if he shot in the vehicle, if there's nothing for it to ricochet off of, he can't just hit her. So she had to be out of the vehicle. I'm not sure. Right. I don't know how it all works, but weren't they were in an SUV, right?
It was in an SUV. I would really like to see a surveillance footage camera, right? Remember when JC was getting diced up by Solange in the in the elevator? I want to see one of them camera footages.
Well, they said it was a witness. She said so. There was a witness. So who knows?
Well, you know, TMZ gonna hit that right over the head. They're gonna have Daystar Peterson, thug or singer.
Bro, I went all the way back and I started watching some of the videos of Tory Lanez when he first came out. And in the video, this dude was like the ultimate simp. This man rented a foreign car just so he could impress a chick, and she still bounced on him at the end of the video.
Jesus Christ.
So to go now, I'll give him his props. He can rap, but I don't think that his lyrics is him. That ain't him. I think that he just has talent as far as like
according to the shooting it is. According to the pow pow boom boom, that lyrics is him.
Can you really claim that?
The shooting just means women? That he's emotional.
Yeah, he grabbed a gun and started shooting.
Hey, as it stands now, he's shooting. He's a shooter.
Can you claim thug life if you shooting a woman?
We don't know if he shot at a man, and we know he's a shooter at this point.
He's been in a whole beef with Jordan Lucas for how long? They've been going back and forth on wax.
Well, so what he did was he called out that whole roster, the whole Dreamville roster, in order to get to J. Cole. He was trying to diss J. Cole, so he called out a bunch of rappers, and it was about 5 or 6 rappers who answered the call. One of these dude was named his name was Daystar. It was a dude out of LA. He's also Canadian. Yeah. And I guess the dude had said something a little sharp to him in the inbox, little sharp, and he pulled up on him in LA and beat his ass up and had the dude apologize. Right.
He did get his ass whooped.
Had him apologize outside the vehicle. While he sat in the car on some Mafia Dime shit. It was hilarious.
I feel like this. You need to separate your shit from what you're trying to be. If you want to be a star, fine, do that. If you got the talent to do it. If you're creating a persona, then be prepared to prove whether or not that if that's you, because people gonna try you. But don't be doing no thug type of raps if you ain't got it in you to be on some thug type shit, because people will pull up on you and whip your ass.
I think Megan can testify to his gangster at this point.
Can you really classify him as a gangster, Red?
You know who he reminds me of? You remember Tom and Jerry? Tom and Jerry, they used to always get into it, and on occasion, the little mouse was that Jerry?
Oh, I remember
Tom the mouse,
the one that had the hat.
Yeah, the gangster mouse will come around.
with the spurs on.
And it always reminds me that now I'm thinking of it's Tory Lane. He the little gangster mouse that was sitting in the room.
In the restaurant industry.
He put them hands on him.
Man, yeah, I remember that guy, man.
So Bianca, you as being an attractive woman, probably been out here with a whole bunch of dudes. Can you say for sure that there are crazy men that you've run across that will shoot at you while walking away? Is this a common
Yes.
occurrence?
I'm not saying it's a common occurrence, but I'm
Have you
saying
been
it can
busted
happen.
at? Has a nigga said, "Pow pow,
No.
Bianca, come back here"?
No. But have I ever felt like he would have? Yes, I've been in a situation where I felt like it was a possibility.
Could he sing?
Could he who?
Could he sing?
Could he what?
Could he
Could
sing?
he sing? Could he
No,
hold a
could
high
not
note?
sing, stupid.
He been stupid.
I'm
The
just
thing
trying to
is,
check some dots.
The rub is guys are really far more emotional than they put on. I feel like Tory is an emotional guy and he reacted in an emotional situation emotionally. Period.
I agree.
That's
It's
what
a
I
lot
feel
of
like.
it's
And
a
I
lot
feel
of
like
dudes.
and there's a lot of men like that don't know how to handle their emotions because men are conditioned to feel and think that they can't respond in a healthy emotional way without being judged. So he responded in a way that he felt like men respond, which is shooting her. And that was some sucker ass bullshit ass shit to do. You know what I'm saying? And she is a good one because had it been me, it would have been rest in peace Tory motherfucking Lanez. They'd have been singing about that whole ass nigga if it had been me.
Yeah, if they got in a real fight, because I saw a picture of the two of them side by side. That's a little cat. He a little petite dude.
He's petite.
That's a petite dude, man. Like like Prince. Even though Prince is one of my favorite artists, Tory Lanez is a little petite dude. He's a small guy. If they would have gotten in a fight,
Shaped ass nigga.
Are you saying that while they was having sex, Megan was picking Tory up?
possibly it could have happened. It could have very well happened.
Said he's dainty. He's dainty.
Yo, man. So yeah, because that's a little guy, and then he's got the whole hairpiece thing going.
He's a dainty fella.
He has a hairpiece?
Oh yeah.
It's not a piece. He went and got.
Yeah,
he talked about it on the Breakfast Club. He got the plugs and and it's
bad.
funny because I remember watching one of his music videos, and I was like, "Bruh, this you can't like you might need to put that hat back on. You might need to put that."
Did you see the video with the it was I guess it's the white dude, him, the baby, Lil Wayne, and Tory Lanez. And in the video
was popping.
Yeah, it was popping. And so he's rapping and stuff. I'm like, yo, bro, let it go, fam. Just don't.
Yeah, it was a video that was before that. He was dancing up against the wall and he was doing a little jig and he bent his head down. And I just remember saying it looked like he had a Nike swoosh for a hairline. So all that, like the front of the hairline was there, but about an inch back, it was gone.
It's gone. Hey, Tory, if you ever, I mean, you probably gonna ever see this video, but like, do like me, buy some clippers and just go ahead and let it go, cut it all off. You never know. You might have the head for a bald head. It might work out for you like it did for me.
I just want to know, you got the money. What are you doing, sir? What are you doing, sir? You got the money. You could have went and got the best hair technicians on the scene.
Yeah, he could have did like Tiger from Young Money.
Yeah, he could have. Apparently, he's supposed to have gotten the number from the dude Tiger went to, but I think Tiger might have gave him the dude he didn't want.
Got the janky one.
He was like, "Listen, I can only be the one with this new hairline. There can only be one." He was Highlander of the hairline.
He said, "Don't give him the essay. Give him the George Jefferson."
This shit is terrible.
End up like LeBron. I seen LeBron the other day. LeBron, he got the front part of his hairline. The middle piece is a little thinned out, but the back is just gone. It's just he didn't account for that when he went in for that session.
I can't see myself paying for something that's just gonna be obvious. Like fuck that. Just go ahead and shave it all off and be done with it.
Yeah, if it's done, it's gonna be done right. Like I said, if mine start dipping, I'm gonna go ahead and get mine redone down to the eyebrows. Perpetually 22.
Hey, I just happen to have nice eyebrows, so I can do the bald head. But other than that,
Why is his hair gone? Isn't he like really young?
I don't know.
What? Apparently, every time you shoot at a bitch, you lose a couple follicles.
Oh shit, he
It's
about to be
just-
really bald in.
These bullets cost follicles.
Did he shoot at him with the 40?
He better get Takashi's hairdresser.
Takashi wear a wig too.
Wait, okay. Can somebody explain to me the reason he's running around? That man is running around at lace fronts.
Takashi, I don't know, man. It's at this point, man. I seen a video called "Cheese, Cheese, Cheese," and there was a whole computer generated rat, and it was Takashi 6ix9ine, like talking about the cheese slide. I didn't believe it. You think I'm playing? I'm about to send you the link. It's shit crazy. Matter of fact, I'm gonna look it up right now.
I know dude is out here really pushing it, but I was talking to Ed, and he was telling me dude did his music video. He was walking around the streets of New York. I was like, so is he really like thug life like that? He got security like that? He said, nah, he was in the Jewish district, away from Negro eyes.
See, shit like that. Like, honestly, I think somebody was asked if they thought that Takashi would make it, and they said, yeah, he would, because that's the way things are right now. Like, they don't really care. And I think that in his lane, he has a very unique lane. Yeah, he ratted, he snitched on some people, but nobody really give a fuck, because like I don't think anybody took him seriously in the beginning anyway. I think that the people who was fucking with him, they should have never fucked with him. Like, why do they even think he was on the level anyway?
They seen an easy lick. This is all it is. They seen an easy lick. They seen an opportunity to make some money off of this dude, and they took it. They didn't know that he would come back and do dirt.
Do you think that they really did do all the stuff that he claimed they did?
Oh yeah, most definitely, because he was telling to the point to where he got into it with Chief Keef, and he was trying to put a hit out on Chief Keef.
You see this shit right here, man? That's on the screen.
Oh no!
They did a whole video.
Cheese slide.
Look at Takashi. Hey, Trevor. So I think that right now he's owned his little lane, and he's just gonna do what he does. Nothing's gonna stop him getting money, but I think he can slow down, because they're gonna take him out. Somebody's gonna try him.
He got about 5 years. 5 years. After 5 years, people will let it rock, and he'll be able to walk around without a heavy security guard.
I don't think
he's gonna make it to 5.
I don't either.
Because he already got people checking him, trying him out in the regular public, and that's just for clout. Period. Like, somebody gonna try to work that just to get clout.
But yeah, he gonna roll with some monster security guard. He got John Wick as his security for the next 5 years.
He got John.
That man's gonna be.
No, he ain't got John.
He got John Wick and Columbo on the team.
He had one fat guy that took the guy's cell phone, that checked him, and the guy was out of breath. I'm like, fam, yeah.
Well, no.
You all sent the wrong person.
Yeah, he got the wrong people. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Insane, this video here.
He's $1 million.
You see that shit?
$1 million artist right now.
So as far as like Meg coming out,
it looked like Sue's Rendezvous.
Huh?
Sue's Rendezvous. It's a strip club in New York.
Oh, okay.
Bianca, tell us more.
I'm just saying.
Are you acquainted?
Okay.
Were you a worker?
Yeah, I used to work there.
Oh, okay. Tell us more. Do you have any pictures?
No, I don't.
You was a bartender, right?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, okay. Then make it rain. Make it rain. All right, Bianca. Okay.
Well, I did see the beach pictures and everything. So hey, you got the body for it. So cool. Whatever.
She said she wiggle.
Yeah, I follow her on Instagram. I was like, oh shit, let me hit the like. But are we dropping Instagrams around here?
No, that was many moons ago. But that looks like an animated Sue's Rendezvous to me, especially with him in that cage or whatever. I know they don't have it's not really like a cage, but it's that stage. It's like a stage on the backside or whatever. Well, that was a long time ago, so I don't know if they've changed things in there. I'm sure they have.
So back to the whole thing with Megan and old boy. So her explanation was, she said she was trying to protect him because she said like the whole Black Lives Matter and police are killing people left and right, black people, whatever. So she didn't want to say nothing, and then because of his PR team, she decided to come out and be like, "Yo, stop playing with me." Yeah, Tory shot me. Do you think that
So
she was truthful about why she said she didn't say nothing in the first place?
let me tell you why that's bullshit. So for
Oh
one,
God.
I understand the fear of you not wanting this black man to be shot. I understand that's a reasonable thing for her to say, right? However, when they put her ass in the ambulance and took her, or in the cop car and took her to the hospital, and they put his ass in the cop car, took his ass to the jail. At that point, it was time to start singing like a canary.
What would have you done in that situation?
Well, this is the thing that was brought up to me earlier, and I felt like it was a very valid thing. This is something that I kind of just, I've been reading comments and I don't really say much, because when I say something, I get
It'll
so
piss you off.
irritated. Huh?
It'll piss you off trying to even
Yeah,
go back
I
and forth
get
with
very
anybody about that.
irritated by the response that I get, and I've already deleted, and blocked a few people because, especially with like everything else that's going on outside of this Meg shit, because this Meg shit really isn't important, but it just
Minuscule
shines a
compared.
light on the mentality. Like people got a real fucked up mentality when it comes to how women are abused, and I posted a video earlier from post traumatic what is it? Post traumatic
Stress syndrome.
slave syndrome or whatever in the fuck.
Yeah.
Dr. Joyce. And
Oh, okay, yeah, Dr. Joyce DeGruy.
right.
Joy DeGruy.
And she talks about how this is centuries old, since the 1800s, how certain laws were in place and things like that that spoke to, the humanization or the dehumanization of Black women. And this is something that is taught. And if you listen and you pay attention to how people talk about Black women, you hear it and you see it in their conversation. The shit is fucking crazy. I'm like, am I in the Twilight Zone? Bitch, are you really up here defending this little bullshit ass nigga? Like, for real? Are we justifying this shit based off of this girl singing about fucking dancing or having a good motherfucking time, partying, having a wet pussy? Like, does it really warrant her being shot? Are you niggas really that bent because she's that sexually liberated to where you feel like she deserves getting shot?
See, that's where I'm at with the whole thing, where people try to downplay, like the fact that she got shot at and injured, but then just simple fact, they're like, well, she's out here living her best life, and they mad about she didn't get shot for real. She's out here twerking and XYZ. Like, yeah, damn, like shit, but she got shot though. Come on, man. Or making jokes. No, what pissed me off, because it sucks altogether. Like I hate the whole situation. I wish, because earlier, like what two months ago, Tory Lanez was on live and he was talking about, the whole Black Lives Matter shit. So I kind of got behind him on that one. But then to turn around and be someone who's actually inflicting damage or hurt on another Black person, that pissed me off. I lost respect for him. But my thing is, after the incident that happened, there was on Twitter, and like it was a lot of Black men on there going, oh yeah, we shooting bitches in 2020. Tory Lanez has made it okay. I'm like, damn, that ain't
pew 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 pew.
Yeah,
like if they reject us, yo, we shooting bitches in 2020. I'm like, wow, okay.
But this is the thing. That's not new. This isn't a new thing. This isn't a new dynamic amongst Black men and women. Black women get killed by their men all the fucking time. All the time. And it's laughed about and forgotten about and brushed over. So when you feel like, okay, I'm expendable, then you approach shit a different type of way. So my mentality is, I'll put one of you niggas on a motherfucking t-shirt. Try me.
Yeah, I mean,
because I'm not
Well,
Trevor
damn,
Noah,
Bianca.
and I'm not Megan.
Well, damn, Bianca.
I mean that shit from the bottom of my motherfucking souls, and I'm talking about my feet.
I'm with you on that, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because when I was younger, my cousin was abused by her boyfriend. He's a big ass dude. She's little. When I say little, she's super small, like really, really 5'3", maybe 120 pounds back then. And I was a kid then. And this guy, he had to be every bit of 6'5", maybe, huge guy. And he came in and he was just fucking her up. And me, my cousin, and my brother, we was all in the room. We heard him arguing. We came out, and my cousin finally had enough, and she took a knife and stabbed him. The dude died right in front of us.
Wow.
But she had enough because he had been abusing her over all the time. We was kids, we couldn't do nothing about it. We heard it, but we didn't know. And she was always, how when you know somebody who's been abused, you see it and you don't know how to react to it. They give you these stories where I fell or I hurt myself or I tripped. So when we actually saw it happening and this big dude towering over this little bitty woman, and she finally decides to defend herself, and she hit him straight right there in the heart. And he all of a sudden, first he was like super domineering and super aggressive, and then all of a sudden when she hit him right there where it hurt him, all of a sudden his face changed, everything changed. And he was like, "You just killed me. You just killed me. I can't believe you just did that." I'm like, yo, but you were just beating the shit out of her earlier.
Just a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
Just a few minutes ago.
A cornered,
it was all good.
A cornered mouse
I
is
give
a
it and
dangerous
I
animal.
take it away.
Yeah, dude just bled out right in front of us. Like he just bled out, and he's just looking at us all helpless. I'm like, yeah, fuck you.
You get a cornered mouse, a rat, and you put them in the corner, and you start messing with them. They become a dangerous feral animal.
Now,
that's for anything, right?
Here's the
If
thing:
you have a small, meek person, they eventually will flip, and and you won't see it coming because they're a small, meek person.
It wasn't even,
and it's coming. I've heard of a dude getting run over by a car because he was beating up his woman.
well,
Dude was like 5'11", and she ran him over with the car.
damn. The thing is, like, it wasn't one of those situations.
It didn't feel good.
People were trying to tell her, "Hey, you need to leave him." She'd been trying to leave him. He would not leave her alone. I think this day, we came over there, and I think at that time he popped up, and I remember her saying, like, "You're not supposed to be here," because I think she had a restraining order on him. So he came over on some, "Hey, you don't leave me alone, don't leave me, blah blah blah" type shit. And she was like, "You need to go." And shit, when the cops got there, it was a wrap. They couldn't say that, man. So yeah, it was one of those situations where she had been.
But there are women that are serving like life sentences for shit like that.
The only reason she got off was
Like,
because we witnessed it.
That's my point.
Right.
So imagine her sitting in jail right now, and you be getting your ass beat for the last 5-10 years, and you finally stand up for yourself, and then you go to jail for the rest of your life because you finally stood up for yourself.
She hadn't dated anybody since, and that was back when I don't even.
Yeah, I mean, because that's something to watch somebody lose their life in front of you, and you were the one that took their life. Like, that's deep.
Well, I mean, honestly, I don't have any sympathy for the guy because I've seen how he treated her, and we just couldn't do anything at the time. But like, when he came over there, he got exactly what he was asking for. He came looking for a fight, and she was ready this time. But yeah, the cops got there. They was real aggressive with the questioning and stuff, and like, try to split us up and ask us questions and see if anything was going to change because they thought we were coerced to say a certain thing. We couldn't do anything but say exactly what happened. Like shit, he was beating her all over the kitchen, and she couldn't do anything but get away, and just happened to get loose. And as soon as he came lunging toward her, she hit him one good time right there, and he was already right there in position. Boom, right there. So, yeah, that shit was crazy. But like, that goes back to what you were saying, where people don't believe black women when they say that they're a victim. They think that you guys are aggressive and super angry all the time, or you're supposed to put up with all this type of abuse, like you don't have a voice. And if you do say,
it's only so many bitches I'm gonna be.
And it's
only so many victims I'm gonna be. It's all,
But you're anything that you say is questioned 2 and 3 times before anybody actually gives it any kind of credence or any kind of value. Because first, well, what did you do first? Well, what did you do to make him get to that point?
Mm-hmm.
Before you're just straight up believed.
And that's abuse on down to rape. That's all the way down. Well, what were you wearing? Well, how are you acting? Well, how are you, behaving yourself? Were you acting like a whore? Oh, you kissed the guy. Oh my gosh. Well, you had to be asking for it. You know what I'm saying? Or, oh, you was one of them chicks in there trying to get money in the club, and he bought you some drinks, so you had to be asking for it. What was you taking drinks from him for? Like, it's always your fault.
So I'm gonna be honest. I left to go get me a little bit of a soda pop. I went to get some pineapple crush, and I came back to some rape conversation Where do we turn? How did we get here?
We were talking about
No, I'm saying from domestic abuse on down to rape, it's always going back to the woman. Like, what did you do to cause it? How did you find yourself in this situation? Not why did you abuse this person? It's always how did you end up getting abused?
Well, I'll ask
If
you
you
this
weren't
question.
this type of person, then you wouldn't have gotten abused. Real smart women don't get abused.
Shoot, honestly, it don't matter who you are. You can be smart, stupid, whatever. If somebody has it in their heart to abuse you, they're gonna do it. Now, I got a question because somebody brought this up. I saw this on the post earlier today where they were talking about Chris Brown and Rihanna, saying that the truth actually came out that Rihanna was beating on Chris and Chris snapped off and beat the shit out of her. Hello?
I'm still here.
Yeah, but anyway, did you hear about that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, they're saying that. Well, basically, Chris didn't say anything about what Rihanna did to him first to push him to the point where he was beaten, the way he beat the shit out of her. Now, I'm not saying that anything that he did was right, but I think that they don't treat abuse equally depending on who it is. So if it's a woman beating on a man, then all right, it's whatever, because you're a man, you're supposed to be able to take it. Now, when that man crosses the threshold and then either defends himself or fights back and goes overboard and assaults the woman, everything falls on him because he did cross that threshold. So what do you think as far as that goes?
I don't believe in that. I don't believe in women abusing men either. I think if a woman is abusing you, punch her ass in the mouth, and I bet you she won't hit you again.
Shit.
That's what I believe. Flat the fuck out. If she's hitting you and abusing you, and you like she's fighting you, and you're not fighting her back, hit her one good motherfucking time, and she won't hit you ever again in life. I promise you.
You know what? When I was in high school, I was in gym class, and there was a girl that was in it that kept on fucking with me and everything. She spit on me, and when she spit on me, I reared back and punched her in the face. The gym teacher was like, "Hey, you spit on that man. You don't spit on nobody," and he left it alone. He was done. Everybody was like, "Yo, you ain't supposed to hit no girl," and he was like, "Hey, she spit on him." She said, "I'm not gonna say nothing about it. Y'all go y'all separate way. It's over with."
I've had it to where guys have been hitting me and I hit them one good time. And then I was their friend. So I know it works.
Yeah. It definitely works.
I've tested it. So male or female, hit their ass one good time in their face and it'll never happen again.
Pretty much.
My cousin hit me in the face. My cousin. I'll take it here. Listen. I used to bartend at this bar called Club Status in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people from Detroit know who's owned by Mike B, right? Now, Mike B, well, he still has this record label, and he used to work with Royce the 5'9". Now, Royce the 5'9" brother, Kid Vicious. Now, Vicious used to come over, hang out at the house and shit. Like, they used to hang out at the bar, and then when the bar would close, we would go to my house because it was right around the corner and hang out. Now, Royce and them, I don't know if they've ever talked about this, but they come from a boxing family, right? Their father was a boxer. So they always like boxing and, whatever. This is how they train. So Vish used to teach my cousin how to box. So my cousin came in one night. He there. We hanging out, kicking it, he. I'm on the computer chilling. They're, shadow boxing and shit. So I don't know if she was trying to shine or what she was trying to do. But she hit me. She hit me in the face while I was on the computer. I don't know why she did it. I didn't even get up at first.
But did you go down? Oh, you went down?
She got her ass whooped from the chair first.
Damn.
And then I got up because she was trying to hit me back. And then after I proceeded to whip her ass across the room, I had to stop and I said, "Listen, you're gonna have to go somewhere and sit down." Because I'm like black out. I'm about to black out.
You had to pull yourself back.
Because this is family. You know what I'm saying? I just don't play with people. So don't play with me.
Keep your hands to yourself. Keep your hands to yourself.
That's what I believe in. So male or female, if a woman is hitting you and she's abusing you, you know what I'm saying? Like you told her repeatedly, you tried the whole hold her by the arms and she, you know, you've calmed her down before and that's not
Yeah.
working. And she's abusing you, hit her ass one good time. In the
I've had
mouth.
to.
Why are you advocating violence against women?
I'm sorry.
Why are you advocating violence against women?
I'm not advocating violence. I'm advocating self-preservation.
Equal right and left. That's what she's advocating.
Well, as Roger would say, go ahead and just win the fight.
Man, I've had to subdue someone before where they was like intoxicated and they decide they feel like they want to hit me, and you know, I'll grab their arms or whatever, hold them down and be like, yo, you need to chill out because shit could get really ugly. Like, I'm gonna get up, I'm about to walk out of here and I'm leaving. Don't follow me, don't jump on my back, none of that. And be gone. Because truth is, like, yeah, as a man, you can take the physical assault and you can mentally block yourself from like stepping over the line. But like once you get to the point where you're enraged, then you don't know what's going to happen. And you're going to be the one that ends up going to jail, get in trouble. But some people don't have that where they can hold themselves back from defending themselves. I think that if you're getting assaulted, no matter if it's a man or woman, you have the right to defend yourself. And that should be the bottom line. It shouldn't be like, well, you're a man, you're not supposed to hit her back. Well, shoot, she need to get charged like for assault, just like I would if I was hitting on her.
Mm-hmm. Because the thing is, there are men that get killed. There are men that get killed.
There's been plenty of men who've been shot and told, you know, a woman has done some shit to get them popped by a man, or hell, they've done it themselves. But a lot of times when the police do show up,
hey, you turned into Optimus Prime, man. I didn't hear nothing you said.
I need to get full sprint. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. No. But basically, when the police get there, they usually do a risk assessment. They gonna figure out who the more dangerous person is, and 9 times out of 10, that's gonna be you, big fella. And yeah, granted, you know, she started putting hands on him and whooping ass. They probably gonna end up taking you to jail. And I've seen it on a lot of occasions where a dude has gotten his ass whooped by a woman. He finally hit her twice. She had the bigger bruises, and his ass went to jail.
You've been following the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp case, where she basically
perfect example.
Yeah, she was hitting him. She smashed his hand with a vodka bottle, sliced off his finger, put a cigarette out on his face, a whole lot of stuff. But she would provoke him, and instead of him hitting her back, he would like, you know what, I'm not dealing with this. He would leave the situation, and she would get even more pissed off. Or if one of his staff walks in, she would yell out, "Oh, Johnny, you hit me, you hit me." And he'd be like 20 feet away, like no way possible that he even touched her. So they're in court right now. I think last week ended the last day of court where he's suing the Sun paper, the UK, for putting out a slanderous piece. Yeah, libel, and also suing her. And then a lot of shit came out, like videotape where she was trying to set him up, where she would get them all riled up, and then she would record the whole thing, or audio tape where they would be talking, and she would say something like, "Well, you never fight back. You never fight for me. You never fight for me." And he's like, "Well, what do you mean?" Like, "Well, if I get mad and I'm arguing and I get physical, you never stay." He's like, "Well, why would I stay if you're getting physical with me? And why would I not leave?" So then she was like, "Well, you can take it. You're a baby. You're a baby. Why are you so emotional?" Like, "You hit me. I'm leaving. I'm not gonna stay and let you beat on me and yell at me and berate me. So I'm bouncing." And she was like, "Well, you never fight for me." I'm like, okay, so there's some toxic shit going on her end where she feels like if you don't stay and argue with her, or if she gets physical with you and then you stay and have some kind of altercation, then you don't care about her.
Yeah, because she equates abuse to love.
That's weird, yeah. So,
and those people you have to walk away from.
Right.
Because they exist.
Yeah, and I think I saw a video earlier today where it said that her she's got some kind of personality disorder, like a dissociative personality disorder, to where she begins to identify herself with who you are in the relationship.
Mm.
So you can see like part of who she was before when they first started dating, based on who she is now, and her whole style and everything changed. So when you, as the person, the main person in the relationship, decide that you want to leave, then she feels like, in a sense, she's dying because her whole identity is with you, and she, in a sense, is dying as well. So I
Yeah.
thought, yeah, I thought that was kind of strange. But then when I looked at it, I'm like, damn, that is real. Because when you listen to the audio tapes, you could tell that he's done. He's like, yo, fuck this, and she's goes from rage to I love you, I love you, I love you, to back to assaulting the guy again and abusing him. I'm like, I can't deal with that.
She's a toxic
But
woman.
my
She
thing is
needed that for her career to get
no,
the
but
boost.
see, that's insane.
Can you imagine being in a relationship like that?
I can't imagine allowing it to get that far.
Man, I couldn't do
I
it.
heard that's what happened with Chris Brown and Rihanna. Po Chris.
What, when he was
that,
when she was beating on him?
situation with them?
No,
She was beating on him in the car.
now what would you do? What would you do if you found out that this was the situation between Tory Lanez and what's her name, and he finally just had enough? His manhood couldn't take it anymore, and he had to bust shots.
I think Meg should have just hit him with the minivan personally, but I'm just saying. She should have hit the push and start.
Hit him with the minivan, the most economical car all Jamaica.
But yeah, no. So for that situation, I don't. If everything that she said actually happened, I don't know what the right course of action would have been for her to either get out of the situation or diffuse it. I don't know, but we know that her friend didn't shoot her. We know security didn't shoot her.
No, he definitely shoot her. Nobody discounts the Tory Lanez.
So what do you
behind the shooting is basically what's going on with all of America.
Yeah, what do you do in that situation? Like, because Meg is an Aquarius, I'm an Aquarius. If she thinks the way I think, fuck that. If it's a conflict, I'd be like, yeah, you know what? Fuck this. I'm out of here, man. I ain't got to do this. Whatever. And it sounds like she was in that mindset because she was like, yo, we was 5 minutes away from my house where we were staying at. I just got out the car. I just wanted to go home. I was going to walk away. Dude start shooting. So I believe her, but I think it's some things that are missing from the story, and I want that to come out before I jump full hearted on.
I'm telling you, this nigga has to be the little midget Terminator.
I'm telling you, she probably roasted the fuck out that nigga in the car.
Hurt his whole heart, huh?
That's what I think happened. Because I know me, and I also know Aquariuses. And Aquariuses got a fucked up ass mouth. So
it's
she
gonna hurt
probably
you.
Roasted the fuck out that nigga. Hell yeah. She roasted that nigga to oblivion and got out the car like, nigga, fuck you. Because I'm 5 minutes from the goddamn crib. I'm going to walk home. And that nigga was mad because not only did he get broke up with, but he got roasted. And everybody was in the car laughing. Even security, his own goddamn security guard. And he shot her ass.
You know what? And this is, I'm going to tell you this. This is why I don't like to argue. Because if I do, I'm gonna hurt your feelings. It's gonna hurt, like it's gonna hurt you deep to the point where you're not gonna forgive me till you die. It's gonna hurt. So I think you're right. She probably said some shit to him that hurt him to the core. And he felt like
be friends with a female. She an Aquarius, and she said some things to me that I'll never forgive her for. Ever.
But you know what? The shit be true. That's why it hurt the most.
No, it's not that it was true. It's that's how you felt. See, this is the thing. I'm a Libra. You only gonna know what I tell you. So what you think is the truth versus what is the truth is what came out her mouth.
I got you.
And what came out her mouth was like, oh, so that's what you thought it was. Oh, okay, all right, cool. So if that's what you thought it was, if that's how you really felt about what you thought it was, then hey, boo, we not friends. You're not the person I thought you were.
She didn't come back and apologize that she found out that it was false.
No, it wasn't that. It was she came back and was like, "You're still loved," and I just wanted to let you know, girl.
Mind game with you. Yeah, I feel you.
I don't got time for that.
Yeah, that's some Aquarius shit. She was playing. Yeah, that's one of them weird ones. But Yeah, I think you're right. She probably said some shit that cut really, really deep, and the only way that he felt like it was a way to just really get even, just shoot the motherfucker, man.
I'm telling you.
Mm, mm, mm.
And
He's
they're
Well,
like,
you
already
know,
little.
yeah, he
it,
already
it,
little.
it could be, but you know what? I don't want to give him the same bias I'll say that we given everybody else, because if that's the case, that makes him, that makes him a loser. That makes him a crazy person. However, if she was
I've
whooping his
roasted a nigga
ass,
to the point where he wanted to I've roasted a nigga to that point.
so
He told
okay,
my
so
cousin, like, listen, because my cousin and his cousin was in the car and they both was cracking up laughing. And he said, listen, you better tell your cousin I'll slap the shit out of her. And I'm like, you gonna slap me? Because he had on his cousin's fur coat and it was rust colored.
That sound jacked up already.
So I told that nigga, yo, rabbit jacket, roast. Like it was terrible.
100% chinchilla jacket ass.
Oh, nappy fur coat. It was terrible. So he just was very upset because he thought it was fly as hell. We had just came from the club. He had on these
Nobody
dumb
told me he
ass
looked crazy.
gators and these stupid ass
at the
cardies.
club, he was rocking gators. Oh
Man, he had
no,
on these gators. He had on this
Gators in a
roast, like
fur
it was
coat.
like a rust colored fur. It was like a rabbit fur coat, one of those $100 goddamn rabbit furs, and
The one
like
you
one
get
of
at the
those
Habib
like
store.
yes, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you get the you
Yeah.
get up in the store and he's like, I got something special for you. Come back to the back. And you're
Yes,
like,
yes.
all right, cool.
They got it in that rust colored white and black.
You pull it out with the plastic wrap on it and stuff. You think it's fly
Yes.
because it's imported or some shit. It's really from Arizona.
Hey, look, it's at Wilson
Jack Rabbit
Leathers
fur.
right in the front on that front
wow.
rack
In
in the beginning of the fall.
Got the gold
And he
plated
thought he
the
was
zipper.
fly. Listen, and he got roasted that night, and he wanted to slap me, and I was just still laughing at him like he tripping. But I was at my house at that point, so I just got out the car like, girl, mom.
That shit happened when you heard somebody pride on some shit.
Hey, he shouldn't have came out with that coat on, especially if he was borrowing it.
That's what happens when you hurt somebody's whole self-worth, their whole self-image. You just shatter it in front of them because they the whole night you gotta think about it. The whole night he was thinking he would fly. He thought people smiling. He thought people smiling at him was like they was thinking, "Oh, you fly." You really brought reality to him. Like, fam, you look like a fool. You got gators
like
on
a whole clown out here
with a fake mink jacket on.
He had on a squirrel.
100% flying Brazilian squirrel on.
He had on authentic
fake gators.
city squirrel. He had city squirrel.
City squirrel and chicken skin shoes on. Special seasoning sauce, colored jacket and shit.
He had on a Lawry's flavored motherfucking fur.
Why'd you pick that color?
Because you already know what color that is.
You know, heard that man whole feeling. He said, "Yo, I'm gonna slap you." That's what happens when you can't mentally match the person that's roasting you. So you can't say anything and fire back real quick. So you figure he's gonna come back on some physical assault shit because he can't come back with no chops.
It wasn't gonna work. So, and like I said, I was already at home. So if he wanted to shoot me in the ankle, it would have been a problem that night. So
damn. So Meg probably roasted Tori and said, "Hey, yo,
that's what I think."
And
she already, I mean, she can spit. So if she a lyricist, she might have gave that nigga the business in the car. I'm telling you. Because yeah, she hurt that nigga feelings. She hurt his pride in front of someone. She broke his pride. And you have to understand, especially when liquor is involved. If it was something where she felt like, okay, right. Because remember, she said people said that I was mad because he was trying to talk to Kylie. And she was like, I wasn't mad. So she never denied that he was trying to talk to Kylie. Mm-hmm. She said that I wasn't mad. So she wasn't mad. She was just like, nigga, how dare you? You little ass bitch. You old 5 foot ass bloop bloop. I'm telling you. She hold that nigga to oblivion.
Now I did hear a story. I did hear where it was on another radio show. Somebody said that she was capping on him real hard. That she was roasting the shit out of him. They didn't say that she was physically assaulting him, but they did say that she was like roasting the fuck out of him. That's before they got in the car, before they left. So yes, I think
in front of everybody.
Yeah.
It's one thing to do it like privately. Because see, I waited till we got home and I roasted that nigga in the car in front of the house. But if I'd have roasted him at the club in front of everybody, I probably would have got slapped. You see what I'm saying?
So I think
he really would have had to defend himself.
She probably roasted him. They got in the car. He's festering. You know, he's thinking about all this shit. She's still on him.
Run her mouth.
You know, now I don't know if she said they were arguing, so maybe she was still roasting him, and then boom.
Because he probably told her, you better shut the fuck up. I'm telling you, that's how it goes. Nigga be like, you better shut the fuck up. I'm telling you, you better tell her she better shut the fuck up talking to me. I'm telling you.
She probably hit him with
y'all can excuse me because I'm mid daddy duty, so you gonna hear babies laughing and giggling, doing extra shit in the background.
Hey, stop lying, man. You know damn well it ain't your baby.
I'm renting one. I'm just renting one.
You're renting the baby.
Yeah, but no, hey, you know it's plausible, but you know on the same flip side of things, you know TMZ and everybody else is reporting she was a little thug life with the alcohol in the system. So I'm wondering if she was maybe telling a story, trying to cover her own end. I just want to know. I want to hear from Tory Lanez what happened. What he say?
No,
PRT. I want to hear three sides to the story.
He's not gonna say nothing.
He's not
gonna say nothing.
I mean, because he did shoot it, so he probably best to be quiet. But you know, maybe once some charges get filed,
I think he's facing bigger issues right now because he possibly could get deported. You know, he already got a gun charge in the States.
If his legal team is any good, if his legal team is any good, he ain't got to worry about no deportation.
Now, I wonder if she's
only Canadian
on record, and if she's gonna press charges. Or do you think there's some more? Because I really want to see all the details come out. I don't want to just jump on anybody's side, but I do want to see all the details because we can speculate all day. What's going on, Kev? Black men being brutally honest. Long live the habitual line steppers. I see Dwayne right there. What's up, man? I see you in the comments. So yeah, I want to see all the details. I want to see like just a full on all details and see everything that happened. Because I would hate to just speculate because we joking right now, but like speculation, that's one thing. I want to see what everything happened. But I still think that he got pissed off, got roasted, and he shot at her when she got out the car. And if that's the case, man, all his credibility just goes out the window.
And that's why he's not gonna say nothing.
I'm curious because because I don't feel like Megan Thee Stallion is a top tier. Like it's not like Beyonce got up out the car on him. So it's got to be it doesn't make sense for a man to shoot.
Who was the last person you've seen Tory Lanez out with? Jocelyn?
True.
Fuck out of here.
Tory Lanez be out with a whole bunch of different chicks. But I mean that's not like I said.
The person I've seen him out with was Jocelyn.
Talking about Hernandez?
Yes.
Hey, but my thing is, if you got a whole plethora of women, you gonna be mad if one of them get mad at you and say talk
Think
crazy?
about this though. Think about this though. This is Tory Lanez. He's a little cat. Would they be around him if he didn't have money?
Exactly.
No, but a lot of these dudes wouldn't get any attention if they had money. You think Jay-Z would have Beyonce if he had money?
No.
Yes.
You
think Jay-Z would have Beyonce if he had money?
No, if he didn't have money.
Would have if he wasn't Jay-Z but he still had money, yes. If he still was had the reach, you know what I'm saying? Like if they still ran in the same circle, but he wasn't a famous rapper, I think yes.
You think if fine ass Beyonce had the option of any nigga in the world, you think she would choose camel face broke nigga?
She did. Hey, I'm not saying he was broke. I'm saying like if he wasn't famous, but he was still like in the same, class.
If he was in the same tax bracket, he still had the same persona. Yeah. He didn't have to necessarily be famous. Then he probably still could have pulled.
Yeah.
Let's say this nigga was an investment banker. Right.
That's what I'm saying. If he was an investment banker and he was like a successful investment banker, I think he could still pull her.
I don't think she would be dating Mr. Forbes list camel face.
No.
I just don't. I don't think.
Dude, she'd be like Rihanna. She'd get somebody from India, one of these billionaires.
And she would be by herself, like Janet Jackson.
She'll own like 2 tigers. Like
Yeah, Kev just jumped on. He announced himself. Man, yeah, what? You gotta give your introduction, bro.
Oh, I'm sorry, everyone, for the viewing audience and for the respective panel. My name is Kevin, and I run a channel called Black Men Being Brutally Honest. And by the way, for those who watch that channel, thanks for your support. But we're on You Ain't Shit for watching right now, and the subject matter I understand is Tory Lanez, correct?
Hey.
Yeah, Tory Lanez, Meg Stallion, the whole situation.
Tory Lanez,
Yes,
Meg
but
Stallion. Was
everybody
she
just in
concerned?
general.
She confirmed that she got shot in the foot, and I don't think that like black men for real were easy on Tory Lanez. You had some weirdos talking about shot girl summer, but for the most part, I think that black men have been supportive. Like if you want to and let me just throw Facebook out for a second because you got
Yeah, because people are retarded on Facebook. I'll
Yeah,
give
they
you
were talking on
that.
Facebook.
because
I
you
get that.
got you got to, but it's like up front. Like I don't like to see black men being supportive and being attacked for being supportive. You know that kind of deal. But at the same time, I ain't capable of either one of these motherfuckers. Whatever happens, happens.
That's what I've seen so far. Is like if and shit, I got a 30-day ban like on all my accounts, so I can't say nothing right now. But like for the most part, if there's been a post where I speak up and say, hey, it's some bullshit, and be supportive. Because I don't want to give 100% to either party, but as it stands, where the evidence is pointing to, it looks like Meg is the victim, Tory is the aggressor. Regardless of the situation of what was said, what was done, you don't go to shooting somebody or shooting at somebody. Because I'm been taught, if you pull the gun out, you ready to kill something. Don't shoot warning shots. Don't just shoot at somebody to try to intimidate them. You don't do that. So I think that he tried to pull some I'll shoot at you type shit to intimidate her and fucked around and accidentally shot her in the foot. Now he's in this situation.
Remember, he was sitting in the back seat with the friend, so she probably hit him.
Because she was in the front seat, right?
Yeah, Meg
She was in the front seat. He was in the back seat.
The bodyguard was driving. He was in the back seat with the friend.
Damn. Shit, it just gets weirder and weirder. Okay, but regardless, I feel like
So let me say this: the fact that she was in the front seat tells you a bit of a story to begin with. There was already something going on before they got in the car.
Because they were arguing. I'm telling you, she roasted that nigga all the way till 5 minutes till she got to the crib, and she got out the car.
Well, I mean, she got in the car like that. So she got in the car like that. So it could be some validity to her being mad about. Yeah, she sure. Yeah, so it could be some validity to being mad about Kylie Jenner.
That's what it was.
This is also a woman who was tripping on Moneybag Yo and saying it been a whole bunch of stuff going on here and there. But for her to be in the front seat and her friend to be in the back seat, that tells you the story. Yeah. Part of the story already.
Something definitely was happening right there because they had to be separated. Because she would have been in the back seat if it wasn't no static, right? Yeah. So another thing that people brought up, they were like, well, how did she get out of the vehicle and then she got back in the vehicle and then got out to get shot? Like, what happened? So they're saying that her story.
I think she got shot and got in the vehicle when the police were coming because she probably was like, call an ambulance because he shot her. She couldn't walk home.
But they were saying something about broken glass and stuff. So like, did he shoot through the window?
No, that was the original story she told the police. She got her foot was cut by broken glass. So that was the first story she told them.
So not broken glass from the vehicle, just broken glass just out of nowhere.
But there's video footage. There's video footage of her getting out the car though.
Yeah, we saw that. When she was walking back to the cop, she was kind of limping. You could see blood. She was bleeding on the pavement, right?
Oh. Yeah, that's the video.
Okay, all right. Yeah, because I think it was a helicopter over them and a lot of stuff. There was a lot of shit going on.
Yeah.
So, for her to say that she didn't want to say anything and she didn't want to tell them that somebody had a gun because she didn't want a bunch of people getting shot up. I don't know whether to take that as being valid of her rationale thinking at that time, or if it was after she's talked to a couple people like, okay, this is what you need to say. I don't know.
I think there was some label involvement. I think there was some press teams. There was a lot going on here to keep her quiet as long as she did. But the fact she's mad that they're basically painting her in an image that she doesn't like. So she came out and told the story. Now, whether that story is true or not, That's up for that's between them and God. But
Well, the
in
thing is,
actuality,
you can't let nobody else tell your story first.
True. Because
right? But
I think that she was going to keep it moving. Initially, she came out, made a little statement or whatever, went live on Instagram, and she was going to keep it moving and not say anything, if at all possible. I think it would have kept on going like that. Nobody would got in trouble, no deportation. Just fuck it, take your loss. You learn the lesson, keep it moving. But I think the internet pressure got to her, and she's like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna get out here and say this shit because these motherfuckers got me fucked up."
here's my problem. Here's my issue. Why do you get on Twitter and you make a statement such as black women are not being protected? Now, this
Yep.
wasn't an issue of protection. This was an issue of you and this nigga got into it and he directly shot you. We know that for a fact at this point, right? At this point, there's nobody to come in and protect you when you into it with a nigga that you dated.
Well, here's the thing,
Why
though,
was
with
this
that
comment
statement.
made?
That see when people take that statement and they twist it like that, that means that they're taking it as a personal attack. Where in general, she's speaking as black women in general don't feel or don't seem like they're protected, which is a true statement in my opinion.
It is.
Yeah, but
Because
okay,
you
but
have
that's
to
a
still
random
take it
statement.
like, no, it's not a random statement. If someone that you have been dating, first
Mhm.
of all, you go out, right? You hanging out over at Kylie's house after y'all get done filming wet ass pussy. You got this like this bomb ass song that's about to come out. You know that bitch about to pop. Everybody chilling this shit. Then you catch some nigga trying to holler at the bitch that was in your video. So y'all get into it, y'all argue, and then the nigga shoot you. You feel protected by the nigga you was fucking with?
I mean, I
Well,
wouldn't
he's
say
the one
making
who
a
shot
mass.
you. So that's not a protection isn't the right word at that point.
I
Well,
wouldn't say,
see,
man. Go
with
ahead.
that specific with that
And
specific
then after you go through that, people are talking about, oh, she probably was fighting them, and then it's like, oh, shot girl summer, and haha, she got shot, and all that shit she was talking. Like, this is the dialogue that follows you getting shot. That's why she said that shit.
But
Don't act
again,
like you don't
protection.
understand.
No, but again, protection implies protection, right? So protection is not you can't protect somebody and you're going to be a villain towards them, right? If I'm going to go mess with you or do some harm to you, somebody else has to protect you. I'm not the one that's protecting you. So again, maybe she used the wrong word, but that protection, I felt
all
like
right,
there was something else funny about that.
so okay, so I'll say this, Kevin, you
Yo.
protect your wife and your children, correct?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Donnie, you protect your soon to be, right? Donnie. Okay. Damn it. They disappeared. Okay, so basically where I was going with it, like as far as from my daughter and my wife, if something happened toward them, anything in the
Sorry, I'm
anything,
dealing with a child in the tub.
it's all good. So I was gonna ask you, you would protect your soon to be wife, correct?
Right.
Right. And same thing on me. Like, so when that statement was made, I didn't personally take it as an attack towards me because I know that I wasn't raised that way, and I wasn't raised and I didn't see that happening when I was growing up. But I know for a fact that for the most part, the most abuse and the most killing comes from black men as far as black women go. Now, that's not a true statement for me because I ain't killed nobody. I protect mine. You protect yours, and Kev protects his. But for that statement, I think that it was a broad blanket statement that didn't necessarily have to apply to everybody who took it personally. But it is a true statement. It's a truth that we have to acknowledge that does exist.
And then, I mean, this is the thing. Megan
That's
has a
fine, but
brother.
that's not a
She has
statement
a brother.
that applies to her.
Do
Because
we
in this
know that
situation,
though?
how does that protection apply to her?
Do we know that? We don't know
Who's supposed to protect her there?
We don't know we don't know how she came up. You know, we don't know what she's experienced and what she's seen. So if she makes a statement, it could be a truth to her that doesn't apply to anybody else.
Okay, so there's certain things, universal truths, right? So a universal truth. Again, the word protection means protection, right? Somebody has to come out and protect you. If somebody's coming to harm you, an assassin coming to kill you, you can't claim, well, assassins ain't protecting people. It don't work like that.
Okay, so who is protecting her in that situation?
There's something more to the mix.
The one that inflicted the damage to her.
It wasn't nobody to protect her. So why would you use the word protection?
So can she put her trust in a black man to say, oh, you're supposed to protect me when that black man is the one that inflicted danger on her?
So you're looking from the of we're not to do harm. Okay.
No.
That's
it's just a perspective that you have to put out there and acknowledge. Like I get all sides of the coin. Like I get it. But at the same time, I feel like at that time, in that specific moment when she made that comment, that could have been just how she was feeling, you know?
I mean, maybe, but again, I don't feel like it's an issue of protection at that point. It's an issue of who you choose to date and who you keep around you.
That's
Join the crowd.
still.
Who knew that little man was going to shoot, though? So like, a
I
lot of
mean,
people are like, well, yeah,
everybody
you
knew he was
chose.
going to shoot
A lot
because
of people are
that's
like,
who he
yeah,
is.
it's little guy, man. Yes,
Is odds are she knew he was a gun carrier. So I mean, it's like I'll go ahead and say
my
this.
thing
It's no.
is
a lot of times nobody knows that the situation is going to escalate to the point that it gets to because shit can get stupid real quick. So in that, like, a lot of times they'll be like, well, you chose to date him. A lot of times shit don't start out the way that it ends. Because we can't.
I see.
Black and white all the time. You know what I mean?
my thing
I
is,
see. Good.
nope, don't touch. My thing is,
Kenny
this,
Pendergrass
if I
moment.
was out with Bianca, I let Bianca get her ass whooped. If I Bianca get shot, then yeah, all right, that's the case of black men not protecting because I was supposed to look out for her. We was out together. I was supposed to look out for her. But you can't look at somebody as your predator and expect them to protect you. Now, if you're coming from the angle of we're supposed to be protected, a protected class, and you did this, I can't believe you did this, that may be one thing, but I didn't see that statement she made as that. I saw that statement as something popped off and Tory or the black men around her let her take a L.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't nothing but the bodyguard and Tory. So Tory is paying.
We got the hurt villain here.
Hurt villain. What's up?
Yeah, we got the Chihuahua boy.
Oh God! Yeah, here we go.
Talking about this one viewer, even though there seems to be 7 at the moment.
Oh
God!
But go ahead.
What?
That man is fighting a mini war with himself.
What is the war that you know? What there's a war that does not exist in that man's head, and Donnie is the lead antagonizer.
Wait, that weird guy is here?
Yeah,
well, I'm not protecting his ego.
The weird guy.
God.
Yeah, that dude, go practice your nunchucks or something, dude. Ain't nobody got time for that, dude.
Tai Chi, Zen Master, Flex.
Teach your son to throw a fist, like something, man. Like stop.
His son don't
be great.
His son don't stay with him, man.
Oh, all right. Well, have somebody else teach him.
His son being raised by his mom.
But the point is, like, stop wasting your time. Like, it's a waste of time.
Whole video on you just saying stop wasting.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about nothing. You know how many times people have said shit about me, man? Thousands. Oh, yeah. You're one motherfucker. Like, seriously, stop. I could care less.
You know what I want to hear? I want to hear you. I want to hear you and that dude get on the same show and talk to each other. And I want to see if he's gonna give you death threats like he gave
me. Okay, fine. Show up.
Won't do it. He cry. He's got that little man syndrome, and it's funny because it's like not every little person has it.
They do some push-ups.
So with the whole protection thing, I kind of get where she was coming from, but I think
shit, Edward Anderson I think he's about to go to hell.
I think that what happened was she kind of missed the mark, and it could have been worded differently to be more concise. But I think that's where I'm
gonna go find that tweet. I'll be right back.
I can pull it up. I might be able to pull it up. But anyway, I get what she was saying, and I think that if you're a black woman and you make a statement like that, then it comes from a place where you have actual meaning. You're not just throwing that shit out there.
I mean, her parents just died. You know what I'm saying? It's just her and her brother at this point. And then this guy shoots you, after a dumbass night. I mean, everybody has dumbass nights. I just feel like, we should be able to walk away from dumbass nights without shooting each other. There's a dynamic amongst black men and women that's fucked up, and it needs to change.
Do you think it's a majority or a minority issue?
I think that it's enough of a microcosm to be a problem,
right?
Because it's infective.
Yeah.
It's enough of a microcosm to be a problem. You have enough people that are expressing this, feminists and misogynists alike, that are expressing these type of fucking ideologies, and the shit is fucked up.
See, shit like that is weird to me because I growing up, I didn't see it. Growing up, I saw my parents love the hell out of each other. I
Me
really never
too.
saw them. I didn't see them argue. If they had disagreement, shit, I would have to get a microscope to even find it because I just didn't see it. So that's
Yeah,
what.
what's up? What's up, y'all?
What's up, man? So that's what I thought normal was. I thought normal was just them flirting and happy and smiling and joking all the time. I didn't see conflict. So when I do see conflict between black women and men, it seems foreign to me because that's not what my reality was. But I know that it does exist, so I have to acknowledge that it is real. What's going
Yeah,
on?
so,
How you doing? And introduce yourself, man. And what's going on with you?
yeah, well, everybody knows who I am. It's Edward Anderson. I just want to come up. First things first, y'all gotta stop with that little man syndrome. Like little Tory Lane shooting Meg. Allegedly, that's what happened, and I have no reason to think Meg's an outright lie. Has nothing to do with him being a little man. So let's that because black people tend to run off the rails with that shit. That's the first thing. Second thing is, as far as this, the domestic violence shit with black women not being protected, I'm gonna say this because I'm really not trying to just blow up the conversation, but for all the black men that are here, if you got a dude that you know that on the one hand he talks about how he loves crazy bitches, but he's always complaining or he's in some shit with a crazy bitch is fucking letting the air out his tires or some shit like that. We all know the crazy bitch legally is not supposed to do shit like that, like key your car, bust your windows, let your air out, fight women that you fucking with. But at the same time, black men are not gonna let go from the fact, like, nigga, you said crazy pussy is the best pussy. So at some point, when you gonna realize you a stupid motherfucking and like crazy bitches, and one of these days, a bitch is gonna run you over, like what happened a week ago, where the chick ran the dude over and then put it in reverse and ran him over again, and she got
So I
charged with just
remember that.
aggravated assault. I get it,
Yeah, but they were
but
together for
you know
18
the niggas
years.
you. I got that, but I'm just saying, you know that, and that even proves my point. You know the chick you
Yeah,
fucking with.
yeah. Yeah, no, I'm
You
not.
know
I'm
the
not
chick you fucking
justifying
with.
that shit. She's a nut for sure. I'm just
I'm
saying
not justifying that, and I'm not justifying that either. But you know who you fucking with.
You know what? On that, because I got and you, I got a few friends that like chicks that's on some weird shit like that. I don't get it because me, I'm not dealing with it. You're not gonna argue with me. You're not gonna damage my property because I'm calling the police. Fuck that. I'm not doing it. The minute you think you could keep my car up or mess up my property,
Oh,
I'm gonna let you deal with the cops. You
oh
gonna
no, as red pill as I am, when the nigga says that shit, I tell him straight up, okay, and I'ma laugh when that bitch do some crazy shit to you.
because it's gonna
I'ma
get worse,
laugh.
right? Because
Nigga, you my friend. No, I'm gonna laugh because when you tell me, I've had arguments about that stuff, about crazy pussy is the best pussy and shit. I can't
it
stand
ain't
when
worth
dudes
it.
say that.
It ain't
And
worth
I
it.
say that because if you, at the end of the day, you know what you're doing. Now, as far as Megan, I'm gonna flip it. This is a one-time thing that happened. I get it. But if this stuff starts to become a pattern, can't say she don't know what she's jumping into. Rihanna and Chris Brown. It took feminism to keep Rihanna from going back to Chris Brown because she wanted to go back to him. Like, as much as he did to her, she wanted to go back to him. And all I'm saying is, folks got to start asking themselves, we can make it like it's this pandemic, but real talk, a lot of folks are sexually attracted to that shit both ways.
Yo, I
And
got a
that's
question
the
for you.
problem nobody wants to talk about.
Here's a question for you, man. Do you think that there is
So
a
both groups like crazy.
no? This is a question I was going to ask. Do you think that there's a weird sense of loyalty that
Yes.
makes us feel like we have to go back to some bullshit? That like we just have this weird sense of loyalty where we think that it
I
might
mean,
be better?
and they're not we, but in their minds, yes. But that's psychotic.
Right.
That's an issue. That's like thinking 1 + 1 is 8. It's not normal.
So, what do you think of the roots of that type of mentality, everyone?
Don't get me started.
Nah, start.
Sometimes
I mean,
I think,
That's broken nigga territory.
go ahead, Kev.
You broken. You
I
broken,
think
broken,
some
broken.
people, I think some people are just a glutton for punishment.
Hmm.
Like y'all love this drama. Y'all love this crazy shit. Like you know how many people I've heard talking about they love that crazy shit. Like their lives can't be or their relationships can't be exciting if they feel safe. Like not in those words exactly, but you know it's like I always sat back and wondered why people are always in these crazy relationships. I'm not in one or have ever experienced one. I
Right.
feel lucky. But I've always wondered why. I think people just like that shit. I think
I
people
mean, but
don't
you
feel
Yeah,
also have
completely
to
happy.
violence is their.
take into consideration their age because they are young.
Oh well,
Well,
shit, you okay, fine, we'll give them
I know
that. I
some
see
older
shit with
people.
motherfuckers in there. Hold on. I see shit with motherfuckers in their mid-30s. So
Yeah,
we can do north of 30. I mean, I'll give you the young piece. I'll give you that all day. We see this stuff like it's no matter what the age group is. If you in the age that you can fuck, you're doing it.
I'll tell you what.
I don't see this more with younger people. I see this actually more with folks in their late 20s, early 30s.
I,
Actually,
I've seen this happen with a friend of mine, and they were in a toxic relationship. Their relationship was based on pretty much sexual attraction, and I mean they got along, but at the same time they were like always at each other's throat. It got to the point where they was always arguing all the time, 24/7. So they would both separately call me about different situations. I'm like, yo, well, how come y'all don't just leave each other the fuck alone? Because it don't seem like you're really happy. Came to a head. They get an argument. The guy there on the interstate, dude jumps out the car, gets all fucked up, leg gets broken, he's all scarred up and shit. So
Dumb.
yeah, so they call me, they're both on the phone, and I'm like, I said, look, first of all, y'all not paying me to be your counselor. I said, I think both of y'all are fucked up in the head equally. I'm not gonna listen to one side and then believe the other one because it seemed like both of y'all crazy. Both of y'all need to separate from each other because one of the two of y'all gonna end up dead. I said, and then I was like to the female, like, look, think about this. If a man is willing to jump out of a moving car to get away from you, something wrong with you.
and something is
well,
wrong with him too.
That nigga, if
No,
that nigga
no,
jumping out of a moving car, that nigga, something wrong
yeah,
with
well,
him.
he's well,
you didn't let
yeah,
me,
and but
you didn't let me finish.
but the thing about it is, but the thing about it when it comes to look, because I can play this both ways. But when it comes to black men, a lot of like even with Cardi B, I remember when Cardi B was talking about, that's why I fucking suck, so I don't have to do that domestic shit, like and shit like that. There's dudes that like that shit and they want to chick around and they're willing to take the collateral damage that comes with that type of chick because the sex is good in their mind. Now, a lot of this, as far as I'm concerned, is a form of dustiness because a lot of these niggas ain't been nowhere because they actually have variety. They realize there's another bitch, there's another bitch somewhere that's willing to do that. So what you see is a lot of dudes are saying this is probably the best I can do sexually because it may not be the best looking chick, but it's a chick that really she knows how to work that throat. She knows how to work
I
those
mean, they
PC
can't
muscles.
like really
And
love her though. Like, is that not a
no,
possibility
they
to
no,
really
they
fall in love with somebody though?
So let me finish. So
no,
Niggas
yeah,
fall in
but
love with hoes all the time.
but
you see a
And
lot of
that's
people
actually
that's
like
more
the
like lust.
woman.
That's lust. And see, we got to start deviating the difference because
I mean, but
love
you can't
is.
lust after somebody that you love.
yeah, definitely shit. I'm waiting to get off
I
this.
Listen,
mean,
what
but
he's
here's
saying
the
is
thing.
niggas
Here,
fall in
okay,
love with hoes all the
but,
time.
but
Your whole world will
here's
still
the thing,
fall
though.
and crumble
What's
because
the
of that.
difference? So hold on. So are we saying that it's better to smack a bitch and say you love her than to smack a bitch and say you lust out of her? Is that gonna carry weight in court?
I'm just trying to understand what your point is.
So I loved her and I caught her cheating on me, so I just killed everybody plus myself, and
Fuck
that's
that.
a better story.
Screw
So
My
I
that.
mean,
point
I'm
is,
just
it's a
saying. So
distinct.
it was like because he lusted after her, he shot her. Is that what the premise is?
It's a distinction without a difference. And what I will also say is most
Lord.
black people don't know the difference between lust and love. They call it
I
the
think
same
that's
thing.
trivializing something that really is like it's
Yo,
really not even that complicated.
for that
So you're
situation,
saying
him shooting at her with him shooting,
I'm
I think
saying
that is a
he a
person.
suck ass nigga, flat
Right.
out.
Yeah, that's some because I've seen where okay, Bianca, you being a woman, you've been in this situation before. I guarantee it, where somebody tried to holler at you You shot him down, and soon after that, you became all kind of bitches, right?
Listen, I was 16 years old, downtown Detroit, walking to a restaurant with my mother and her
It would be Detroit.
boyfriend and a boy, excuse me, a grown ass man parading as a man. Damn, girl, how you doing? Whoop, bloop, bloop. And I was like, I just kept walking because I'm like, I'm with my mama, like, and I'm a kid. I don't even know how to respond to this. And because I didn't respond, it was, oh, you old dumbass bitch, blah, 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 like immediately.
Right. So, unfortunately, because before that you was beautiful, you was XYZ and the queen of the earth, and you held the moon and stars in your womb, right? And then after you declined, or he felt slighted some kind of way, he decided to go into a whole rage, and you all kind of bitches.
Yeah, I ain't shit then.
So, and I've seen that happen before.
I mean,
so this is my whole thing though. With, I think that in that situation with the Megan Stallion and Tory Lanez, I think that he's at a point where he's got money, he's got status. He feels like he should be treated a certain kind of way. She probably roasted the fuck out of him. She said, "Fuck this, I'm out," and he went back to that juvenile type of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
This time he had a gun in his hand.
Well, true, but even in that situation, okay, we're gonna assume that we know he shot her. I mean, I have no reason to say Meg is lying. My thing is, and from a dude that's on the shorter end of the stick too, let's be clear here. Women just don't go from 1 to 10 roasting you. That you basically showed that if she roasted him on like level 8, she said slick ass remarks and he didn't let it go. Because if he went off on her from jump, then she would have either got away from him, like, because she realized he's liable to go crazy, and this nigga ain't even all that for me to be around him anyway. Or so basically, if she went at him like that, if we're gonna believe she roasted him, like, I mean really roasted him, because you gotta really roast somebody for him to be like, I'm about to shoot you out, like
tore his ego up.
Okay, and like the nigga that got roasted on Belly in the basement that came back and shot the niggas. Like, I'm just trying to understand.
Well, black, yeah, but hold on. But men shoot men is different. Men, and another thing too is black men have a much higher tolerance from our women in their smart mouth than we do other men. So a dude is willing to kill somebody, even if he's willing, that's, I mean, well, my question is, yeah, because like, and that's another thing that happens in the black community too, is we like to put our sins on everybody. Understand something? Dudes that are short have been told they were short their whole life. So most dudes got a certain so you go at a dude that's not used to that, those are gonna be the dudes that are a lot more likely to do some shit, because think about it.
But if a dude is short, if somebody that's just a regular Joe Schmo, we're talking about Tory Lanez. Who
doesn't matter. If he's short, if he's a little nigga,
his little ego. So here you
but guess
got
what?
Meg, who also got her own money, got her own shine, and her own clout that is stunning you.
What warrants shot? Period. Though, what warrants?
So hold on.
Let me backtrack. So you'll give him the negative, but you won't give him the positive.
Exactly. So, but no, I got you. But let's flip it. Tory Lanez was not always Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez was a nigga in high school before. So he wasn't born, he wasn't like Lil Wayne, but he been, since he was like, what, 13, 14 years old, he been put on. So at some point, that nigga has been said this shit. Now, going back to Megan Thee Stallion, if Megan Thee Stallion is clearly bigger than him, Tory knows what he's fucking with off jump. So he already knows that that's out there, regardless of the stroking of the ego part, because that's true, I'll give you that. But it's not to the extent that she starts doing that and then he just reacts that way, and then she just came out of the blue and did that. She has said slick comments from him, and he hasn't probably reacted in such a way that would have her believe that he is capable of actually wilding the fuck out. I'm not blaming. See, the problem is you want to get the female thing. I'm actually not blaming Megan. What I'm saying is that's not the first time she did that. That's all I'm saying. It's not justification for getting shot. But this idea, but you trying to play it like, oh, he a little nigga, so his bitch ass little ass, he just couldn't tame Megan Thee Stallion having a shot.
That's not what I said.
How you framed it. Oh, y'all, am I hearing this wrong?
That's how you're repeating it.
hold
That's
on,
not how I
Let her
framed it.
hold on.
I can
Okay,
absolutely
let her
speak for
clear it up.
myself
So
because
how are
I
you
framed
framing
it a specific
Okay.
way. I don't believe that anybody should abuse anybody. I'm not okay with that. But I'm just saying what I think happened is I think his ego was hurt in a car full of people and in a room full of people, and alcohol and probably drugs were involved because you're talking about LA where niggas is snort powder, smoking weed, sipping whoever, drinking whatever, doing whatever, and the motherfucker responded. That's what I'm saying. Okay.
I think,
Okay.
I think he could have been tall. He could have been tall or short. It don't matter what it is.
And it would have happened that way.
I think it's a personality thing. It's an ego thing. Dude got his feelings hurt, and he feel like he had to shoot
Yeah,
him.
because all these niggas got egos and all these chicks ain't getting shot.
I guess
well,
who knows what.
so
I mean,
I think from Ed's
hold on.
perspective,
Other than
it
this,
seems like
situation, take Megan Thee Stallion her fame out of it. Other than this situation, even with groupies, when's the last time these motherfuckers got shot? Because some of them do got smart mouth where they air these dudes out. Hell, some of these dudes, these NBA players, and had to call the police to get some of these chicks out because these start to be wilding sometimes. They don't just all of a sudden act, especially if they realize they're not getting what they want or they realize they're about to get kicked out, fucking out. Then the real them come out. So
my thing is the guy being so emotional. Like I keep on saying it over and over again. I can't wait for all the details to come out because even though I like Meg, I think that she left some shit out, and old boy ain't saying nothing. So I don't want all the details to come out. I really want to see what happened. Now, if he just shot her just on some lame ass shit, some sucker shit, man, like man, deport this motherfucker, man. Get him up out the country. And like just let his career go where it's gonna go. But if you on some
I'm gonna say this: if he shot her on some sucker shit, the best thing for him to do is just apologize and keep
not
it
even
moving.
that, like shit, man, move, just lock his ass
she
up.
said apologize.
I'm dead ass.
That's all you want, Bianca? You just
That's
want an
all you can
apology?
do. That's all you can do.
He
What you
need to be
gonna
locked
do?
up.
You
doesn't
gonna sew her
matter.
foot
He need
up?
to be
You
locked
gonna
up.
sew
He
her
need to
foot
be
up?
locked
You
up with
gonna
some
buy
real
her
thugs.
purse? You gonna get her some flowers? Apologize.
Why? Because he's going to jail anyway.
Right. There's nothing he could do to rectify the situation. Like you shot at her, period. Like if you point a gun at somebody, you got intent to harm them, period. I don't care if you're shooting warning shots or not, and you accidentally shot the ground and like fragments.
And it's an illegal gun.
Yeah.
Oh no, they love eating rappers for that. You know, Meek Mill, yeah.
Because first of all, we already know, looking at Tory Lanez history, that's not a thug dude. He was not living that kind of life. This is the persona that he decided to put on. And that's what he's running with right now because he's I got in a rapping contest with Jordan Lucas. That nigga's short too. But like that's not who you are, Tory.
Well, a lot of rappers are short.
No,
like people forget that.
Big boy from Outkast.
Like
that mother.
Plies. I mean, Jay-Z is an anomaly. Most rappers are not Jay-Z.
Or Game.
That's all at all. At all. Most of them are like in the 5'8", 5'5" range.
Jordan Lucas?
Well, 5'8", 5'5" range.
Yeah,
That's
Jordan
what
Lucas
most of your rappers are.
Are you sure he ain't short?
And I'll say this. Nah, he's not short. But
Nelly's 5'7".
I don't necessarily believe a lot of these rappers when they talk that gangster life.
I
do, however,
I don't believe any of them. Like that shit when
but I do, however, think that Tory Lanez is
Gilbert Arenas was
about that life.
What are you saying about Gilbert?
Well, I was like Gilbert Arenas the wave a pistol out of your basketball fight. But no, it's rare the dudes are getting caught up shooting shit. I mean, for real. And people think like this is just part of the course. So
this shit crazy.
I don't know. But what I will say is the only issue I had. See, here's the thing: most people were pretty much like Tory is ain't shit dude. Whatever happens with him, lock the door, throw away the key. But everybody that was being negative with Megan was like, "Well, why you with him?" Now to defend her, she's basically a lot of the reasons her labels are probably putting her where a lot of these dudes to try to build up her clout. Same thing when I'm hearing she's with Future.
With that, you never know.
Whatever.
Because see, Tory, like you don't know if he might be a cool dude, offline or whatever, outside of the persona. So we don't know. We can't just say, "Hey, why'd you pick him?" when we don't really know the guy. We really don't know the guy. We know
Well, I'm saying that's what people were saying. That was really the negativity. Nobody was really out here really defending Tory. If anybody was really going against Megan, they even the Shot Girl Summer folks. I'm not defending that. They're really saying at the end of the day, you gonna pick who you gonna pick, and then whatever comes with it comes with it. And then a lot of people after the fact, got annoyed black men while I talk about the protection piece, because it's like, well, what black men don't say is black women need protection. The biggest person black women need protection from is really themselves. The truth is, if you want to fuck somebody, black men can't stop you from fucking that person. And at the end of the day, even if black men had this ruthless thing about, okay, here's the thing, if black men had this thing about, well, we're going to kill any black man that puts his hands on a black woman. The reality is, a lot of them niggas, it's just going to be more niggas that's not going to give a fuck, and then it's going to do what they do, because at the end of the day, nobody's closing the gates to pussy to these types of niggas. Like I said before, Rihanna, which is a completely different situation, completely different circumstances, but it took a lot. They had to threaten Rihanna's career, really, to keep Rihanna from Chris Brown. Rihanna wanted to go back. As much as Chris Brown did to her, she wanted to go back to him. Now, people could say that's love. People could say whatever they want to say.
She did go back, didn't she?
Yeah, she on the low.
Era Black TV, good comment right there. I see you, man. Let me just go back there. He said, no man can be a man and let women press his buttons. You usually remove yourself from a bad situation. If you continue, you know what you're dealing with. That's a good point.
And by the way, didn't everybody call Jay-Z, and I'm talking about black men too, call Jay-Z a bitch for when he was in that elevator with Solange? He knew what time it was.
You're going with the real good line of logic, and I'll say this: a lot of times in situations like that, you're good. Well, you're gonna lose either way it goes, because if you don't say nothing, there's gonna be some people that's gonna say you're a bitch. If you do say something, they're gonna say you're a sucker because you harmed a woman. So it's a lose-lose situation. Personally, I feel like removing yourself from the situation completely is your best course of action if you can.
Yeah, but Jay-Z did the smart thing. I mean, because fuck them, because that shit's gonna come and go. But the reality is, as a black man, especially in this Me Too environment, it doesn't matter. Hell, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Megan could have fucking smacked him and punched him in the nose and broke his nose. Guess the fuck what? That nigga's still going to jail, because they're gonna be like, it don't matter what she did. Guess what? You had a gun illegally.
Yeah. Yep.
So congratulations, your career's over, and you're not getting out like T.I. to make an album. We're gonna make sure you stay your ass in there. And that's the reality for black men, and that has nothing to do with black women. That just is what it is.
I feel like when you're in the public eye like they are, you have to absolutely watch what you do. So on his part, if he did it with him having a legal gun, that was stupid. Point blank, that was an idiotic situation, idiotic choice to even have that. You're not supposed to. Why do that? I feel like Bianca said, it was just a stupid ass night. Shit went way too far, and it didn't need to, and now we here.
So I'm sure he's accustomed to having gun, drugs, etc. Because typically what these artists do is they always have a fall guy, whether that be security, whether that be the homie. If something comes up, oh, you guys had a pistol. Well, it's not my pistol. That's Shy's pistol. Shy's gonna be able to take that charge because I'm taking care of Shy.
Hey, first,
so that he had
some shit go down like that,
or
I'm going to jail because I don't miss.
or you supposed to have somebody in your entourage. These ain't broke people. I'm not even getting an argument on how much money Megan Thee Stallion got. Somebody's supposed to say, okay, we call it another thing. Fuck this bullshit. I mean, no, man, it's good. No, it ain't. She done roast the hell out you. I know how you are. Not necessarily saying you anticipate he'd shoot her, but it's like, no, we call another thing. If we go to the same place, y'all want to do that, but we call another limo. It's good. That's really what it's supposed to be. So my question is, who in that group didn't do that? Because there's supposed to be somebody in that group that's supposed to be sober and not partying. That's what they're there for.
That bouncer,
right?
Bouncer, the security
guard.
Yeah, I don't think security even gonna try to take that charge right there.
Well, I'm not saying it's gonna be a charge, but I mean that's what they're there for. Just like with Jay-Z, when that security guard kept grabbing Solange while Jay-Z was like, I'm not going to touch her, and then Beyonce was sitting there. Like, you're supposed to have people, especially if you're in a party like that, because you never know what could go down. And it's supposed to be more than one, just in case.
If that video didn't exist, we wouldn't even know what happened.
Well, you know what? We know what happened in that elevator now. Right. We know she went through one of them breakdowns. Yeah. I look at that whole video different now. Because Solange, you were supposed to protect your man. Why you let that man get beat up like that?
Yeah, she went ham on him, and I'm like, damn, she really went stupid. Wow.
Hey,
Well, it's the
Shawnee
same thing
named
with the Ray
Beyonce, right?
Rice. Remember the Ray Rice situation
Yeah.
with that video, where and I'm not gonna lie, like everybody see with the video, he mushed her, and you already know, regardless of a woman, especially our women, if you gonna mush them in the face, they're gonna charge. Like, and then he mushed her and set her up, and then clocked her. Like he didn't just she just come at him, and people were like, well, what happened before? It doesn't matter. He put his hand in her face, which you know what's about to happen, and you could tell how he timed it, that he instinctively knew what was gonna happen, and
So,
so that's why his career was over, and that fucked them both up
so
because they got married later.
for everybody on the panel,
Anyway,
what do you think personally is the best course of action for us as a people to break the cycle of what we think is normal? Because it's clearly fucked up.
what?
I'm ready to hear
Like
all the
I'm.
feedback.
Wait, what did you say?
People gonna fuck who. He said how to break the cycle of violence. I mean, at the end of the day, it's different for black men and for both. As a black man, you need to realize it's always gonna be your fault. It don't matter if that chick stab you and you punch her. They gonna find a way to make it your fault, and you need to. And so if you need to just walk away. No, damn the walk away, because it's actually already too late if you got to do that. If you detect that a female has a propensity to not have, she has impulse control issues and not self-control issues, we're not just talking about running off at the mouth. There's a difference between running off at the mouth and then wanting to fight a dude. If a woman demonstrates that she's willing to fight a man, you should not be fucking with that woman. Period. Because usually if she was because you right there, you need to stop, because once she demonstrates that, they're always going to take her side. And I'm not saying that it's fucked up, that's just what it is. And if you forget that as a dude, you do that at your own risk. For females, once I'll say this, you got to ask yourself, if you're a woman, because I understand that part of it is female nature as far as aggression, but you got to understand what your lines are. And certain women understand what their lines are, so they don't have these issues when they have control of the situation. And certain women, they like to play. They like to play in the danger zone. When you play in the danger zone, shit can happen. So you got to be real about that, because at the end of the day, yes, you can say black women are protected, but saying black women are not protected is actually not going to change and make black women be more protected. The reality of reality is the reality. And so saying that makes you feel better. But the reality of the situation is, if you're dealing with dudes that are liable to do this, not saying Megan was, but we know the women that they have a pattern of dudes like this. You can trace the last 3 or 4 dudes as domestic issues. You got to ask yourself, what is the you that you putting in that situation, unless you cool with getting hit. And some women are cool with getting hit. And I know people that's fucked up to say, but it really is. So it is what it is.
Well, my whole stance on that is if you feel like you could take a hit and you feel like you're gonna go toe to toe with a man and you want to assault him, then you need to be
well trained.
You need to be ready to get ready to get your ass whooped, period. Because I met women like that who feel like, oh, I fight dudes. I'm like, okay, so when you run up against one that's gonna knock you out, what you gonna do about that? Because
claim for victimhood status.
Yeah, like, because you see, the thing is, you can't go out hitting men and then think that if they hit you back, all of a sudden, oh, you can't hit us, we're a woman. It don't work that way. Keep your hands to yourself, because you have
the law works that way. So as a dude, if you that dude that decides to do that, and another thing too, notice a lot of these dudes ain't got nothing to lose and pulls that bullshit. That's why you don't see shit like Tory happen a lot, because a lot of these dudes, they just don't give a fuck. They don't care. And that's another thing, that not giving a fuck seems like it's extra masculinity, because it's like a rebel. So it gives you that extra attraction. This is what folks have told me as to why they do what they do. But when you don't give a fuck, niggas that don't give a fuck tend to do I don't give a fuck shit. Anyway.
Honestly, man, like when I look at it, I think that dudes that's willing to hit females just for no reason. Because first of all, like if you provoke me and you want to come and assault me, yeah, I'm gonna defend myself as a man. If you're a woman, you do that, I'm gonna assess the situation. If the shit is like, all right, I can just walk away from this and be cool. But like if you put me in a position where I have to defend myself and get you up off me, yeah, I'm gonna punch you in the face. But for the most part, I'm gonna get out of that. A lot of these dudes these days, in my opinion,
win the fight.
But are we really saying that dudes like I'm not? You should never hit a woman. But are we really saying like what dudes do you know of? Like really think about it. This just hit a chick for no reason.
I know a couple of them that do some shit like that.
So explain to me how.
I don't know the mentality
you
though.
Say no. He just.
I don't know the mentality though. I don't know what sparks.
So
I don't know.
I don't personally know anybody like that, right? I don't personally know anybody, but I've heard legends. I've heard stories about dudes who have an internal issue going on, and they take it out on the next best person, which is a weaker person than them. They female, they girlfriend. So I've heard those stories, but personally, I don't know those people. I haven't run across them, so I don't think there's a whole lot of those dudes just up and about. But you know, again, it might be the circle I run with. I don't run with a bunch of dudes who's just out here beating up women.
I've seen dudes do that more with other dudes. I've seen dudes do that with more other dudes. But even when you're dealing with a female, a lot of times, just like this is a lot of times, dudes are thinking this is a chick that I could fuck. So obviously, you hit a chick that takes that off the board. So dudes typically, but whatever, you know. Because I know women make it like that shit happens a lot more than what we say too. So it is. I just want to know.
There's some guys that don't have any power anywhere else but in a little relationship or whatever. So they feel like the only person they can like really be over is that woman, so they can abuse her. And like I don't condone that because that ain't the way I was raised. But
where though? Like I'm asking you because like that I can understand that among white folks because a white man to a certain extent has leverage in this society. And even that is kind of waning a little bit. But we say that's like the color purple shit. And folks always tell me that shit happens, but it's like they can't never give me like a concrete example.
So as a black man, where does our power lie? Where do we have power?
I mean, a woman is always 911 from getting your ass fucked up. So
we have power in our physicality.
Where do we have power?
Okay, every man has power in their physicality.
Okay, so do we rule over anything? Do we own anything? Do we have power to influence anybody in anything in society at all?
Okay, and
so where does your power? The only little small portion of power that you do have, sometimes for some men, is just their relationship and is over their woman.
We have power in negativity. We have power in negativity. We have the ability to impact in a negative way. That's what we got.
So when you say power over your woman, let's I get that. Let's actually establish this relationship. So she's already decided.
Some clarity on thing.
Okay.
We have to acknowledge that is the truth for some people. Not all black men feel like that's their only power to where they can.
Give me a percentage on some, in your opinion.
No, you know damn well.
You can't, because some typically means 30.
Nobody's done that study.
Some typically means around 33%, around 20%. That's what some usually means.
But I'm saying, I'm not saying Bianca brought it up and said it was a microcosm. And are you guys familiar with Angela Davis?
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the speech that she said she had with I forgot the other guy's name. Basically, the basic premise of what she was saying was you lie to everybody.
Before you even dive into this, I just want to bring up Angela Davis might have been an informant. Go ahead.
That's cool.
I just want to know. The main crux that I have over this is I want to make it very clear over what power, because physical is not enough. Because here's the thing: it's one thing. Let's say we're dealing with islanders, like Jamaicans or Haitians in the DR. At the end of the day, you're dealing in a situation where you don't have another group you can run to for help. Like your group, your tribe is what you're dealing with. In the United States of America, that's not true. So 911 is only 5 minutes away. So there is a consequence. When you say power, I'm talking about absence of consequence. There is a consequence. So if a woman exercises a power over a woman, a man does that. In your scenario, let's say he hits her because he's mad. That woman can get his ass hauled the fuck up. And as a black man, he's liable to get killed.
So you don't think that exists?
I don't think it exists any more than what it exists with any other race of men, and I would argue it exists less.
You can't dismiss that, man. That's a truth that exists.
No, I just said I would argue it does not exist any more than with any other man in the United States, and I would actually make the argument it
You can't make
actually
that
exists
argument,
less.
because I would think that it exists more.
So I didn't say that it didn't exist, but my question to you is: are you saying that black men do
Any other
this
man,
more than other races?
No. See, I didn't say that. You're arguing points that I didn't make.
But you
So
said I couldn't argue that it exists.
No, I didn't make that point at all, though. So
okay.
Anyway,
Okay.
at all.
So what do you say? So man, my bad for cutting you off. So finish what you were saying when I said it couldn't exist, but I said it didn't.
That's why I wanted to clarify it earlier. I said that I wasn't going to say as a blanket statement, all black men do that, but I said that it isn't a truth that does exist for some because they don't have any power anywhere else. So let
me ask you a question. Are you saying that domestic violence? So black men. Domestic violence in which black men are basically physically harming. I'm asking you a question. In which black men are physically harming black women because they have no power. You're telling me that they are doing that in higher numbers than other races of men in the United States of America.
I didn't say that at all, man. I didn't say that at all.
Okay, great. So you do agree that I said that it doesn't exist more than what other men in the United States. And I argued on the second point, it exists probably less.
I would say that for us, it is going to be a microcosm for us, because if we take out any other race in society, period, because we have no power.
We're all Americans.
Yeah, that's a whole nother issue right there.
well, because the problem is we're trying to because when the reason why I'm saying that is because when black women say they're protected, they're saying they're protected less than other races of women. Usually they're talking about in regard to domestic matters amongst their men.
Here's the thing with that, though, with us being American and all of us being minorities at the same time, men and women, then we're still looked at as less regardless. It doesn't matter how high we reached in society, we think that we reached, we're still black people. So we have to separate ourselves completely. It doesn't matter how high we get in society.
So my direct question is this: do black men smack up their women more than any other race of men on average in the United States of America?
Can you answer that question as you ask it?
I'm saying we do it less. What are you saying?
So you can say without a doubt that
I'm telling you what my opinion is, but you don't. It's like you don't want to put your foot on an opinion.
Here's the thing, though. You're asking me to answer a question with a definition or a definitive answer, but
I just asked you a question. I said, are you saying that? Do you believe that black men smack up their women more than any other race?
Is that what you think that I'm
saying?
In
the United States?
Is that what you think that I'm saying?
Yeah, I just wanted to say.
So you don't like. Hey, come on, guys! Y'all need to come in here real quick. So you're trying to keep it vague. You're trying to have a point while being vague.
What's up, Preach?
I'm
asking Preach.
Yeah,
hold on, let Preach jump in here, because fellas,
how you doing,
Preach, what's going on? How you doing? Welcome to the.
I'm chilling, man. Peace, family.
Gerald said, "White man of the villains."
Because that's what that's what our women say. Our women say that we smack up them more than any other race. Like in relation to their own women.
Era Black TV says, no, we're promoted as the face of all crime. You are correct. We are.
I mean, can I just get the topic? And I'll attack it.
Hop on
the topic. I kind of got the gist of it. I just need to know exactly what we.
Yeah, we started in one place and we ended up.
Where we at right now? I need to know where we at right now.
Well, I said we're on. Look, I'm not gonna take over and make it about that. So you jump in where you want to jump in. Let's do that.
Well, from what I heard, from being around like a whole lot of different walks of life, I would say that. My bad, brother. I would say that like the Spanish dudes, the dudes from South America, they'll put their hands on their women before a black man would. But the thing about it, they more cultural based. So I mean, what one of y'all said is, do we put our hands on our women more than everybody else? I would say we don't put our hands on our women more than anyone else. I would say if we had to do like a most to least as far as race, I would say
give your ranking.
I would do a ranking. So if I had to do a ranking, I would say maybe like anybody with Eastern religion, like Indian. I mean, dudes from India, actually India. Yeah,
Okay.
Arabs.
Yeah, I'm about to say,
Yeah,
yeah, Arab, yeah, Eastern and
right,
Arabs are two different things. So yeah, East
right.
Arabs are definitely first.
Okay, so
So
we can all agree on
Do
that.
we agree?
So now
Okay,
we
yeah.
building. We building.
Hell,
Okay, let's
even the
build.
women and the women will help. The women will help.
let me put this out
Exactly.
there. Let me put this out there. Let's not point fingers at anybody and say who's doing it more than we are. We shouldn't be doing it in the first place.
No, this is about no. I'm saying this because this is about
I'm just trying to
perspective.
attack the
Because
question. I'm just
Yeah,
yeah,
trying to
this is
attack the
about
question.
person. But I hold on. I just want to make it
Yeah,
clear.
because this
The
feels
reason
like
why I'm saying is
shirking
this is about
accountability to me. But
this is about perspective. Like, let's keep it real. Like, we're talking about in the United States of America. Outside the United States of America, there's situations where man hits a woman, they gonna be like, "What she do?" It's not even gonna be about him doing it. So it's
Right.
only America is a very feminized society. The West is very feminized. So a lot of the shit that women get away with that leads to that shit, it wouldn't even never even be broached in other places in the world. But I'm not having that argument. This argument I felt, and you can say if I'm wrong, is that we're trying to make it like, well, black men do it more. And I'm not justifying it, but I'm just saying, if anything, the worst, we do it on par with anybody else. And if any, that's why you was making that argument about, well, we have no power. So that's a fucking
no, no, no,
black
no.
feminist
Let me
argument.
run it back. Because I never made that point. I never said that we did it more, and I never said why.
No,
Um,
no, no.
my,
But you did start using the rhetoric about we
my
have no power.
my original
All right, man.
question was my original question
All
was
right.
what do we do? What do we need to do as a people to fix the issue between black women and men, as far as like the violence towards each other or the toxicity, the dysfunctionalism, all that stuff. That was my original question. So I never made a definite point, a definitive point at all about who did anything more. It just went in that direction. I never did that though. And that one,
Okay, so let's cut that direction off.
No, don't
Let's
cut it off. I want to answer
do.
that. If you don't want to answer, I
Oh,
will.
okay, okay.
I
No, no,
will.
no, no. You gotta answer it. Yep, yep. Answer.
I got
Yep.
you, G. What's your name in the Darth Vader?
yeah, Darth Scared 7.
And my brother was just speaking,
It's Edward.
and my man that looked like Sub Zero in the corner.
It's Kev, man. Black men
Hi,
being
G.
brutally honest.
And the sister, last but not least, the queen. Who's the queen? Okay,
I'm
she's
That is
silent.
Bianca.
No
Bianca.
problem. Okay, cool. What's up, Bianca? All right. So to answer that question, I would say if we're gonna fix it, me being in and out of relationships with different races, and I ended up with a African American, dark skinned woman. You know, you got to specify because girls say they're African American when it's convenient. You know what I mean? And then when they're trying to get a job, they cobble Caucasian and all kind of weird shit. You know what I mean? Like Tiger Woods.
Wow.
You feel me? So so
That was a weird disclaimer.
no, I'm just saying
Yeah.
you got to be specific.
Oh my
So being in a
god.
relationship
It
with
came out the blue, huh?
for
Yeah,
real,
I don't even know
Oh
what he
my
said. I took
god.
my headphones off. So
like. So I'm just saying, like, I would say the way to fix it, if a black man meets a woman in a black community and she from the hood or whatever, whether she not or is, or whether y'all even live in the suburbs and it's a black community, I feel like what young black men that's impoverished, they have a lot of insecurities that's already built in. You know what I mean? They probably grew up, probably didn't have the best clothes because they people didn't have the money, or if they did, they people had to do miscellaneous things to get the bread. So they dad might not be in their life, raised by a single mom, so they already coming into relationships with a lot of baggage. So that's something that a young black man in an impoverished situation has to deal with on that side. And then when he run into a black female that might live in the same area, because we date who we're around. You know what I mean? And so if you run into her, she might have similar baggage, just from a female's perspective, which I can't speak on because I'm not a female. But at the same time, if we're gonna meet each other in the middle, we need to start with like communication skills off rip and start trying to understand one another. And then, instead of just saying, "Oh, I'm gonna just follow a rapper's blueprint," or some dude on some hood nigga's blueprint that I don't know sell drugs in my community, and what he say is, um, you know, money over bitches or whatever. And then you come into that mentality as a regular person, not a rapper, not a person with money, not a person that's a drug dealer or whatever. You're not even living that life. You're just living a regular life, and you come into a real life, relationship with that same mentality. And I feel like that mentality coming into those situations is wrong when we need to be coming into those situations with our people and our, significant others with more understanding. You know what I mean? Instead of, trying to, I don't know, be a persona of someone who doesn't fit in that space. You know what I mean?
It's interesting. It's interesting you say that about that persona shit. That's a good point. My question is, it takes two to be in a relationship. So if you're attracted to a certain persona, whether that's being attracted to a savage chick like Cardi B, if you're a dude, or being attracted, let's call them sexual cues that you get from like media, or you're attracted to a nigga that has dreads or has these cues, then at that point, maybe you need to ask yourself, what is it about those cues that you're attracted to on both sides? Because at the end of the day, if you're once you get into a relationship based on those notions, whether that's consciously or unconsciously, the all of the understanding shit is out the window anyway. Because then if people get mad, they're gonna be operating on emotions. That shit, that communication shit, is not gonna happen because the very reason that they're together is on some bullshit from jump. Now they can say why they're together, but the reason how they actually operate that makes them together is just so. Anyway, go ahead. I just want to point that out.
What do you guys think has created? What do you guys think has created the norm of this dysfunctional relationship between black men and women? Like, what's contributed to it? Because
the propaganda pushed through the media. So
The fact.
the media,
damn, bro,
niggas ain't shit, bitches ain't
damn,
shit.
turns the mix.
Fuck them to get some money.
He was probably spitting some jewels too, man.
Right, we can hear though.
Say that again, Donnie.
Yeah, you poured out
no.
after the. Hold on, after
Damn.
you said you said the propagation with the media, you poured out. So from there,
He straight turned to fucking.
Damn. All right. Well, basically, can you hear me now? Hold on.
Yeah, we got
see if we can get somewhere in this house. Okay, so basically, if you look at the propaganda that's being pushed in the media, that's TV, videos, music, all that shit. The narrative is what? Fuck them and I get some money. So you're teaching black women to disrespect black men, only shoot for the men with money who can provide you with something in the short term.
Oh Lord.
And then for men, it's bitches and hoes. These bitches and hoes ain't shit. Don't trust a bitch. Always treat her like a bitch. So you have on both sides of the fence mistreatment going on. And then when you get into a relationship, you both are looking at it from a skewed perspective. How can you have a functional relationship? And both of y'all are looking at it through a fucked up lens.
So here's my other question. Well, not even a question, a statement. So we all know for a fact that is not the whole end all be all 100% existence.
That's a microcosm, yes.
Right. So now,
but it's infective. It's infesting as well. So
yes, it is.
The issue is, like, you try to have conversations like this where you come to some type of resolution, but you're always going to have that roach laying eggs.
Well, I was going to ask, how do we push the narrative that we also know exists into mainstream society? Because from my understanding,
the healthy family dynamic,
you can't. That's the answer. You can't.
You can't. But the issue is
because you don't control that area of activity at no level. There is no shout out to blackandmarriedwithkids.com, which is a website that's exactly what you're talking about. Very big website ran by a black man and a black woman. It's a very big website. But the reality is we don't control that area of activity in any kind of way. I mean, we're literally you're coming off a video like WAP, and then that same chick basically talked to Joe Biden. So even if we were to get the black community at 50% family rate, they're still going to propagate what they're going to propagate.
Well, here's why I was asking that question, because
having a wet ass pussy don't have nothing to do with not having a bomb ass family.
But here's the question was the question was how do you get it in the mainstream media that's what the black family looks like, and you don't control the mainstream media. You don't control the media really at any kind of level if you really look at it. So they can show what they want to show. Regardless, the black community could be 25% single motherhood and they can still make it look like 80.
Well, okay.
I'm gonna say this. Having a wet ass pussy, I think we all want that, right? All the men on this panel is go for that. But if you remember one of the
Well,
lyrics in
all
there, she
jokes
don't cook, she don't
aside, but
clean.
but
Ain't,
no,
ain't
no. The
nobody
only reason I said
saying, baby.
that was because you got Cardi B that just had like whatever they had on Elle magazine or the fuck with Joe Biden, the president
Oh
candidate of
shit,
the
Roger.
United States. My point is that tells you how divergent the control is. It has nothing to do with me trying to put some on Cardi B. Hell, as far as I'm concerned, Cardi B don't even represent black women, but motherfuckers keep saying she black. But the point is, she was supposed to represent
She's
black people.
Afro
So
Latina.
yeah, even then, because she don't number one, she don't even claim it until it's convenient. And the problem
That's
is when you
not
claim her
true.
is that it oh wow. So you saying
She
that Cardi
can't
B
not
has
claim
never
it.
had to pull
She
teeth.
can't not claim it. The girl got nappy ass hair. What are you talking about?
No, no, no,
She
no,
can't
no.
not.
You're talking about reality. What actually is? We all know that she's a black woman. That don't mean that she don't run around and pretend that she's not. You have
Oh
Stacey
my
Dash who put
God.
a
Okay.
Caucasian one on her arrest record, right? We all know that's a nigga, nigga,
All right,
nigga.
so look,
But somehow when she get arrested, she Caucasian.
okay,
So I
so
mean,
we get on a tangent. And I want to go back to what Edward was saying when he said that we don't control the media.
Shit, I'm Caucasian when I get arrested too. Fuck is you talking about?
You're
All
absolutely
right, man.
you're absolutely correct because, and this is where I was going with this. Um, I'm 42, so back in the day, I remember there was a point in time where hip hop was about positivity and about empowerment of black people, right? So
When
somewhere,
before
When
the
De La
'90s.
No,
Soul was
no,
out,
it's hip hop.
80s,
Tribe
early
Called
okay,
Quest,
90s.
Hip
De
hop.
La Soul,
yeah,
Queen
Chuck
Latifah,
E.
Monie Love.
You
Enemy,
gotta go back, homie. You gotta go back a
yeah, we
little
get
bit.
a way back. Yeah, we get a way back because they was like, yo, you could be anything. I
KRS-One.
remember when Queen Latifah and all of them got on one song together. So here's the
I'm
thing.
asking you. So what was the cutoff year? Like
Self-Destruction. That's
'95,
what you talking about.
2000s? When did
Here-
it really
As
started
far
fall off?
as far as
NWA.
here's the thing, the
These
cutoff
niggas
is
whole hoods up.
So the early '90s.
the,
Okay.
cut,
Yep.
the
That's
cutoff
95.
is the cutoff is where the record companies realize, hey, we can make money off of these
And the
young
violence.
black people and the violence, and we can glamorize everything else. If you take a couple $1,000s and you throw it at a young black man, a young black woman, and say, hey, this is what we want you to put out, and here's some money, they're gonna do it because they don't know anything else better. They haven't seen anything else better. So, and this is the formula that has been proven time and time again that they can promote and then perpetuate over and over again, and they're going to continue to keep pushing that same image. So we are, in a sense, we got mind fucked into helping ourselves fuck ourselves. That makes sense?
No,
Because
Okay.
no.
you
Because
get it.
you can't. I get that, but my overall point is that goes back to black people can't control the media. So I
Here's
mean,
the thing,
basically,
though.
we're fucked. Is kind of the end of that conference. But go ahead.
Here's the thing. We don't control the media, but like, is there anything that says that we have to depend on that media to perpetuate, push, and
Our
promote
images.
ourselves?
We should
Hmm.
make our
Because
own damn
we
media.
have to be the ones who dictate what our image is. Because
Okay.
if we leave it up
We
to anybody
control
else,
what
it's
we
not gonna
ingest.
exactly. It's never gonna be positive if we leave it up to somebody else to do it for us.
Hey, can I make
Nobody,
an example? Just real
sure.
quick, real quick.
Yeah.
I
Go
know,
ahead, man.
Edward, you know, he's very opinionated and I understand that. But I ain't trying to cut him off.
Oh my
For
God.
example, I just happened to stumble across this channel. I heard y'all. I listened for a minute. I heard y'all talking about some shit. It sounds like it's something you could build from. You know what I mean? And I've been the type of person that's always been into anything black, even as a young kid. In school, I was always a part of some kind of club, even if I didn't completely agree with it. If it was a bunch of black kids in there talking about something other than where they was going after school, the fuck was I don't want to mess up the algorithm. I don't know how he do his channel. To mess with the school thought because she running around letting any dude do anything. If you wasn't talking about that, or if you wasn't talking about who was fighting in the bathroom, I was probably going to be in your circle because I wasn't trying to hear that even at a young age. So, for example, we could start our own media. I'm just a random YouTube dude that heard it, and I was like, well, if they're gonna let me in the panel, I'm gonna spit my 2 cents to see how I rock. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I ain't get kicked out yet. Ain't nobody call me a weirdo, a coon.
Because that's because you're not speaking. That's because you're not speaking ignorant. I heard you.
Yeah.
I'm on the outside, and I heard you, and I was like, yeah, this is pretty cool dude.
The
So
thing with this channel is the thing with this channel is like because like I know it's a lot of points that I might bring up, and somebody probably call me all kinds of simp or whatever. I don't care. The thing is, like, we're all still black people at the end of the day. Like,
Right.
we welcome your opinion, and we want you to speak your piece because we know that there are a bunch of different realities that do exist, and there are a bunch of different microcosms that exist in our society as black people. So if you got to spit it out, and it's going to help us move forward, hey, get on the panel and jump in, man. And
right.
out there. We matter of fact, we might disagree on a lot of stuff, but at the end of the day, we still brothers. I might hit you up on the offline, be like, yo, you was giving me some good points and everything. You gave me a run for my money with whatever argument that I posed or whatever.
Yeah,
yeah.
As far as having our own media, I mean, obviously, like, that's not a new idea. But the difference with me is we say this stuff, and it's almost like we have this delusion as to what it really takes to do it. And also, it's not even that. The building part is not the biggest issue. The biggest issue is getting folks off of what already is.
You're right.
And when you're honest, like y'all, some of y'all are older than me. I'm 33. And when you know what these kids are on, you know what these younger folks are on. Like let's say Cardi B, for example. I'm not even like, there's a reason I'm bringing her up. You got women that how Cardi B, just like how Nicki Minaj came up a certain kind of way, and then they basically she kind of controlled the woman's market because the corporations kind of made it that way. Now they're starting to split it up a little bit. And I asked this question. I said, so, because people are saying, well, dudes.
You cut out, brother.
Oh man, he cut out.
Damn. They probably
That's the white man. They don't want him to speak his truth
right there.
Hey,
what did I say?
Jero, what's up, man?
Like when Janelle Monáe was trying to say that hold on, if they see a woman do it,
we're trying to tell you cut out for
okay. They cut you off for a long time.
We didn't cut you off.
They cut you
off. Well, my long story short,
too much truth.
My long story short is, if they see a woman doing some shit, they're not gonna have as much resistance to it as if they see a dude basically propagating women to do it. So the difference between like Uncle Luke doing something or Jay-Z and Big Pimpin' is when they see a woman like Cardi B doing something, or Megan, they're gonna see that as empowerment. A lot of young impressionable females. So what you actually see is women actually trying to come up with like an OnlyFans and a Spotify account at the same time, because they see, well, that's how Cardi got on and got money. That's how I'm gonna do. You see the same thing with City Girls and stuff like that. My point is, you're telling me that we need to create our own media as a competitor to that's been around for a minute, is a well-oiled machine, and then you expect these folks, women and men, to come to our media at the expense of that media. I'm just trying to understand, when have you seen that to be true?
I feel like
just because you've never seen it doesn't mean it's not possible.
But this is my
thing.
I'm
a marketer by trade, so I understand how powerful propaganda is.
Here's my thing. Why do we have to compete with who we know don't give a fuck about us?
I mean,
like, why do we have to fight for a place at the table
that we're up against?
Exactly.
Like, I don't need a reminder of the hurdles. I'm standing on the track. I see what's in front of me. I don't need a reminder of what I got to jump over.
I don't feel like we got to fight.
Solutions.
Yeah, I don't feel
we're talking about solutions. We don't have to talk about what like, come on now. We all know it's hurdles on the track. So,
we're just talking about music. I'm not even gonna get on the black church.
Y'all can't see my hand, but I wanted to chime in. Can I chime in just a little bit?
Y'all are just focused on one vector. Go ahead.
Okay. This is what I wanted to say.
Go hop on in, Jero. Jump in the mix.
This is what I wanted to say earlier, and it's funny that my computer was messing up because they didn't want me to pull this up. And something that Edward said is that actually, when it comes to women and men, let's talk about the black neighborhood. We have no power. Since I punched this time clock of 63 years, women been getting away with a bunch of bullshit when I was growing up. I am looking at the book right now. It's called How to Listen to this, y'all. It's a freaking book. It's How to Damn. Damn means destroy a man now. A handbook by Angela Confidential, PhD. This is a book. I read 45 pages of the book. I had to stop because they said that now that this era has come about, women, we can even get away with murder. That's when I kept going, but I had to stop because I actually lost friends to this philosophy. We're living in the Western culture to where they're promoting child pornography, they're promoting sexuality, they're promoting all of that. What they didn't do was teach us the story of the planet. There have been a couple of cities, a couple of times where the town and the era that moved to this feminist ideology or to men dressing up like, a Sodom and Gomorrah, the shit was destroyed. We living in some very fucked up times, especially when I, as a man, can read a book on how to destroy my own damn ass. That's kind of sick. That's some sick shit, y'all. And that's all I wanted to say. Because I know y'all going on Megan, that young dude. I think he's from Canada. I heard the dude was a pretty cool dude. And they said allegedly now. What if this was a man? Why do they keep saying allegedly that Megan's a man? What's the possibility?
Well, they used to do
no
the
man.
same shit with Sierra. They used to do that with
That's
Sierra.
what I'm talking about.
Okay,
Oh,
okay,
wow.
okay.
Hold on.
I just said
One at a
okay.
time. Y'all can go.
It ain't got
Preach,
me
you
on
want to
there.
say something?
Well, I was
Preach.
taking some punched in. Boy, I had to cover up real quick.
Go
Well, I
ahead.
mean, they said the same
Preach. You
thing
can
with
speak, then
I'm
Bianca.
gonna let Edward go because we're
All
not
right.
trying to cut Edward off. We're gonna let him get in.
No,
Okay,
Edward,
Oh
well, you
hell
trying to
no!
say
This
something.
nigga.
First of all, I understand something. I don't know where you're getting with that. I don't have a reputation of wilding out when I get cut off. I get cut off all the time. And I know some people got to get in when they get in. But that man shit, I mean, I don't even know how people say that shit. It's
Y'all check
because
the
she's
screen.
taller. And it's also, they used to say the same thing with Olivia. That's not the first time that shit's happened. That's some true shit. They said the same shit with Sierra. They should
That's
say the same shit
what?
with Sierra.
They
That
did.
shit
They said
killed
about
Olivia.
Sierra too.
That shit killed Olivia's career right there, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
And Megan be
man.
all right.
Bianca,
she
go
All right,
ahead.
hey, Ed, I
If I
wanted
ever
to
met
add
Megan,
on.
I'm shooting my shot. I don't give a fuck.
Hold
I
on,
wanted to
Bianca,
add on.
you got something to say because I know Bianca's been
Oh
quiet
yeah,
for a minute. Then
Let
Preach,
the
you can
queen
run.
speak. Let the queen
Nah,
speak.
I mean, I just think that's part of what I was saying earlier before everybody got on. Like, this whole conversation about Meg has been very enlightening. It just makes me like clutch my pearls. Like first is, oh, she did this, the justifications that come behind it, and then it's like, well, is she a man or she is a man, and it's just like,
Look,
this is where that whole black women not feeling protected shit comes from. It's like, first, okay, I had to do something to get shot. Then is, I'm a man. Then is, well, shot girl summer, you think you a thug, you rapping about having a wet ass pussy, you know what I'm saying? But it all goes back to, and this is something important. This is why I was saying, like, it's a microcosm and a really big problem. Like, we have a multifaceted issue within our community, and it affects us in different ways. And this is something that needs to be fixed. How we relate to one another. That is an issue, a big ass issue, and it manifests in other ways. You can't agree on nothing.
Nothing.
So if you can't agree
Nothing.
on nothing, you can't accomplish shit, and that's a
Yeah.
problem. Because we are
Bianca,
at war.
Bianca, you know
War.
what?
We are
Bianca,
dying.
Bianca, you know what's sad though? No,
It's the
she
truth.
no, she telling the truth. The sad
I
thing
know.
is when Bianca was in diapers, this same goddamn war was going on. And we still in the same fucking mud pit.
ain't shit changed. Ain't shit changed. Ain't nothing changed.
Shit changed,
Let
Let me
man.
get my 2 cents. Let me get my 2 cents real
Preach,
quick.
go ahead, run it in.
Go for it.
I wanted to add on to what Edward was saying. I feel like as Black people, they got this invisible ceiling for us as far as success, as to where once we hit it, then some motherfucker. I'm trying not to mess up your algorithm, but I don't want to cut. Some dude come out of nowhere and be like, "Hey, look, you might have gotten here, but if you want to get here, you gotta make a friend with a white dude, or you gotta make a business partner with a Jewish guy, or you gotta this and that, because they control these other levels of this income. We're not in those spaces as of yet, and they make it seem like this invisible ceiling makes it so that we can never be in those spaces. And I feel like we need to stop believing that, and we need to stop being so quick to
Fuck
get
them
to.
spaces.
No, but look, let me just finish what I'm saying. So let me put it this way. Let's say that this particular channel overnight gets 50,000 subs. And then let's say on those 50,000 subs, everybody watches the panel, people love the discussions, and let's say I don't know, 30% of those people actively donate on a daily basis. That's enough income to make it so that you don't have to work.
Yep.
So now, when and most black people, because they've been impoverished in this country, and they've never seen a huge bag, they might want to go to Dubai and get on the top floor and see what the view is like. They might not be comfortable with just chilling with that bag, just living comfortably, not having to work. They might want the bigger bag. They might want what they might believe is the finer things in life because they think it's the finer things in life. But what's more finer in life than financial freedom? And I feel like once we get there, I feel like we look at a lot of our favorite rappers come up and then they turn into people that we don't like anymore.
Yep.
And people that we can't respect anymore. And the people that their albums start to change, their lyrics start to change, the way they look in their videos start to change. They stop being organic and original. They become a carbon copy. They
Part of the
take
machine.
Yeah, they take away from all of the originality and all of the talent that got them where they were because they reached a certain level and somebody told them that you'll never go to the next level if you don't comply with certain rules.
You know what that is though. People think that
I mean, what does it say?
there's
You
I
should
know
be
what it
able to.
says. I know
Who
what it
talking
says.
from the shower?
somebody all outside. So
Bianca, is that you in the shower talking?
Hell
Leave
no.
the toilet. Leave the toilet first. Who's in the background?
Ain't me.
Y'all
I'm
crazy,
sitting here
man.
polishing my nails. I don't know who the hell that is.
I'm gonna put this out there. I'm gonna put
I
this
don't
out
know.
there.
I gotta look at it because
let
I
me
know
ask
when I
you,
got to it, I can get to it.
what
Sounds
do
like
you like
Edward.
with your?
Go.
I feel like there's an image of success and there's an image that is portrayed or put out there that we're trying to reach as black people because we think that reaching a certain area or living in a certain area is success, but it's only based on someone else's shit.
Right.
That's the propaganda again.
Like, and so that's my thing. It's like such a mind fucked on so many different levels
Levels.
that
Mm-hmm.
we don't know which way is up or down or left or right because we don't know which direction to really go
But
in.
you can't tell people nothing. You
That's
can't
true.
even
And
tell
that's
them
and
nothing.
that's the
Because when you
problem
start
right there.
trying to
That's
tell
true.
them something, because people are so set in their ways and they don't want their table shook. When you try to tell them something, because this is something that is a table shaker. This is foundational shaking. This is some
Yes,
shit that's gonna uproot your whole idea of what you think is supposed to be. You gotta
it's gonna
unlearn
fuck
and
your shit up.
relearn,
Yeah.
and that's painful. That's a painful experience to
It
find
makes your head
out
hurt.
everything that you know is a lie, and that you gotta
So,
relearn your whole
Right.
existence.
so the whole
People
thing
are
with like
rejected. They're
so like the
okay
whole
with where they're at. They're comfortable. Don't disturb what I think is my peace. And
in
and
the
and
Matrix.
and they think it's peace until Joe Schmo down the street gets shot in the middle of the motherfucking street because he turned the corner without putting on a motherfucking blinker.
Well, here
You
it
see what
is.
I'm saying?
Wow. Okay.
It's all peace.
So being
It's all peace and everything is straight until you shake the table and you try to get outside of what you perceive is okay. What you perceive is normal. So regardless of anybody
This is
who's on
why
the
people
panel,
reject people like Kanye West. I don't give a fuck what you say.
I'm voting
Kanye
for
West,
Kanye.
this is
Kick
why they
rocks.
reject him. It's the
so
truth.
here's the
Listen, I'm
thing.
voting
So here's the
Kanye.
thing.
Kanye
Once
for
It's the
you
truth.
prez. You can kick rocks, Bianca.
here's the thing.
It's the truth.
Once you have your mind wrapped around the absolute truth that there are different truths and we are absolutely mind fucked. Once you wrap your mind around that concept, we're mind fucked. Period.
but,
I see you got the
but
Hennessy
I
out right
will
there, man.
but do, yeah, I saw it too. That's why
Get
I
the
said,
Hennessy.
preach, I see
So,
you, man.
yo,
So wait,
like
Bianca, you said something, and I'm gonna back what everybody says, and it's sad because it's not gonna change. Slaves don't like to be woken up.
Mm-mm.
They enjoy being
Their
asleep.
slumber.
That is the problem.
But you got to
So this is
understand that's
where
part of the curse. That's part of what
yes,
that's part of our
but
curse.
it's a
and you
generational
know
curse
what?
too.
Yes, and this is where you gotta say you gotta take that word away, our, because they ain't your people no more. They'll kill your ass, and that's true. Some of the people that look like us ain't our brothers and sisters. That is
not
a
no more.
living fact.
Yeah.
It is. It's just the way it is. So I'm comfortable now looking at what's going on because what they practice on us during slavery, they have perfected this shit in the Western culture. Because if you look across the board, everybody got idiots in different cultures. It's like this is getting crazy poison. Marcus Garvey said it. If you don't watch yourself and you keep drinking that villain's poison, you will be poisoned just like them. Marcus Garvey told the truth.
You know what it breaks down to, like, in if you're revolutionary, if you're actually somewhat woke and not the super far off in the stratosphere woke, but I mean like just straight up grounded, and then you try to absolutely save everybody, you will be frustrated and you won't make any progress because you have to be willing to leave some people behind because they're not going to be willing to actually wake up and listen to what you got to say and learn. And that's the rub.
This is why I live by the philosophy that somebody got to make the fries. Fuck it.
You got to be willing to leave some people behind because I'm in my mindset. If you're not moving with me, I'm gonna have to leave you behind, man. When I'm gonna keep it moving.
Hey, just put some extra salt on them fries for me.
Because if you're stuck trying to pull somebody up with you to get to your level mentally, physically, and everything else, then you're gonna be stuck right there where they at. You're not moving forward. You're not moving forward. So
that's absolutely true. And that's why I was trying to get specific on some things. Because when you see certain things like manifest, certain like shit that people say, you got to really ask yourself why they say that. Because we make these assumptions. Everything anybody says in their mind, they're going to have in their mind a good reason as to why they say it. But the reality is if you actually present
it open.
Huh?
I was about to say I usually try to leave it open because I know that there's a lot of things. I don't know everything in the world, so I have to be open to different things that I might not know. So that's why I don't like to speak in absolute because
I don't speak in absolutes either. But what I'm saying is you got to understand, especially this is true for anybody, not just our people. Everybody's trying to pull an angle. Everybody a lot of times will say things in such a way that's going to get you to agree with them. And 90% of these folks are not coming at you with good faith. They're full of shit. So when you actually, this is why you have to observe what people do and not what they say. And what you do is what it is. Especially if it's what you do more than once. So if I hear somebody that's always, if I hear somebody that says, like I said, Megan's young. But if you have somebody that's like older than that, let's say Vivica or Holly Berry's a perfect example because Holly Berry, let her tell it. Everybody hit her, black, white, or otherwise. And I'm not saying she's at all representative of like black women, but this is just as an example of a woman that every relationship she's been in. Last relationship she was in, she said her the dude she was with was fucking her sister.
Preach.
What?
No, the last white man she had a kid with said that he used to have sex with his sister, but she married and had a kid with him.
Well, that's her
fault.
My
point. So and now why do you say, well, why do you highlight the woman? Because when it comes to men, it becomes men don't give men benefit of the doubt. Men are pretty much guilty until proven innocent in this society.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, men don't get away. Is Tory in jail?
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Is he been charged? Is he been charged?
No,
he will be.
No,
he will be.
He like the police officer that killed Breonna Taylor. He's chilling.
Come on, yeah, and you really think that's going to be for the foreseeable future?
All right, fellas, lady.
I mean,
I'm going to turn into a pumpkin soon. I'm finishing.
Meek Mill had to do time just for having weapons.
Y'all go ahead and get y'all final statements through, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Anybody want to start? I gotta go to work. Who want to go first? Batter up. Who want to bowl?
Man, I just came to support, man.
Come back, Preach.
Cool as hell,
Preach.
Man.
You more than welcome to come in
here
back, anytime
man.
you want to.
Preach.
I'm gonna start running the Sunday show, but yeah, more importantly, come back whenever you feel like it. Subscribe, like, hit that bell, and bring your ass back on the panel.
No problem.
Well, the only thing I'm going to say is everybody have a good evening, and I'm going to leave that on a great note. Just have a good evening.
Likewise.
And I'll talk to y'all when
You
I
too.
see you. All right.
Much
Sure.
appreciated.
I'm gonna keep mine short, man. First of all, I'm trying to build my followers up and everything, so I just left the my link in the chat. But other than that, though,
I got you. I'm about to subscribe right now, bro.
Hey, appreciate that, man. I appreciate everybody who was on the panel, even if we disagreed or agreed, man. Great conversation. Period. I'm gonna leave it right there, man. We got to have more conversations like that. So thank you.
You gonna what's your channel again? Say it out loud.
Darth Skater 7.
All right, Miss Bianca, you up to next, Pat.
Oh yeah, no. Thanks for having me. You know what I'm saying? I just would like to say that I hope that, you know, just be very mindful of how you handle women. And same vice versa. Women be very mindful of how you handle men. And if
Don't be
they
shooting at
handle
these
you
bitches.
wrong, punch them in the mouth. No, I'm
Oh,
playing.
by the way,
Don't be hitting
my
nobody.
dog.
What's
But
your
no, thanks for
Instagram, Bianca,
having
so
me.
everybody can go in there and purge?
It's Bianca
For
Bree,
real.
Oh,
BIANCABRIS.
that's a lot. That's a whole lot.
Yeah, y'all hit them
What is it
DMs.
again? Say it slow.
All right.
I'm gonna find it.
I
I'm
got
gonna put it in the chat. Matter of fact, how about that?
All right.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
That's
should be
good.
All
popping.
right, my man, preach. Go ahead and rep your channel. You got a channel, right?
Hey, it's just preach. It's just how I say right there.
Okay.
And I
Anything
see
in my
that
final
Dark Skater
statements?
got them gaming videos. Hey, look, Edward, man, you long with it, bro. That's all good though. Get the thoughts out, cuz. I'm gonna be back, man. Y'all talk some good cash shit. I like that.
Well,
Yeah,
come
you
on. We
never
usually
know.
say some crazy shit.
You never know where. You never know where the conversation gonna go. We start with one thing
Yeah,
and go somewhere else.
ended up being
I like
crazy
that.
over here.
I
Mr.
like that. It's like
Anderson,
the
how you
cookout.
doing?
It's like the cookout.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I always say we run the channel like you at the cookout house, you at the table, everybody had a couple
Yeah.
drinks, and you're gonna sit down and talk. You might get the drunk uncle coming in talking crazy, or you might just have a regular ass
Lord.
conversation.
That's a
Hey,
fact.
yo, I'm about to drop Bianca's Instagram in that joint.
I'm
There you
back.
go.
Mr. Anderson,
Oh, I
Mr.
did.
Anderson.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna say it in 3 points. Point number one, as far as the title, at the end of the day, as a black man, it's always gonna be your fault. Especially once it gets into the court of public opinion, that just is what it is. Like people joking, making fun of Megan. If anything, that makes her more of a sympathetic figure, which helps her clout. So I'm not worried about her one bit. She just need to make sure she get her money with that contract because
You
last
learn the
time I was
rules,
saying
man.
she don't get paid for what she generate. The second part is as far as women not being protected. My thing is this: once you get over 21, I'm not even gonna say over 18. Once you get over 21, if you're dealing with dudes that's liable to hit you, and that's gonna happen more than once, you need to ask yourself something because you probably dealing with dudes with nothing to lose. And yeah, we can talk to the simps or the friend zone dudes to make you feel bad, but at the end of the day, if you don't make a different decision, you ain't gonna get a different outcome. And as far as yeah, I'll leave it at that. That's one for both genders. So anyway, yeah, peace out.
Get talking, G man.
All right, beautiful. So this has been an habitual line stepper production. I want to send a shout out to the other habitual line steppers. We had Darth Scatter on here. He repped his brand. We got the Roger Report, Black Men Being Brutally Honest, and of course the Breakdown, a woman's perspective with Sister George. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to them. Thank you for tuning in. As per usual, this was a great conversation. I feel like some of the people on here said some crazy shit, and you was like, you know what? That nigga Edward ain't shit. Well, guess what? You ain't shit for watching. Y'all have a lovely evening.